We need one that just slows in because it's just bang, and you're like, we on.
I did notice that. Yeah, it is quite straight to the point, isn't it? Welcome everybody. Welcome in.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So, Nick, tell us you've been out there like meeting and greeting people, haven't you?
Yeah, yesterday was a dream come true. Shall I mention his name? Can I mention his name, Hidden?
Of course you can. Of course you can. Yes.
So this guy has been in my radar for a long period of time. Once you go from that awakening stage, and it's none other than Mr. David Icke. Yes, I saw him live yesterday in Oxford. It was about 3 hours long. Normally does is 10 hours, but 3 hours is just enough. My ass can only take so much on that chair. It was a packed out crowd, absolutely packed out crowd. Absolutely unbelievable. The energy in that room was phenomenal. He's talking about his normal stuff, the stuff we can't really mention on this channel. But yeah, that was a tick on my list, I should say. And I was hanging out with friends as well, with the crafty nihilist, Liz and Mark, and his son Connor, and other people as well. So it was such a great time, and like I said, one off my bucket list. So yeah, it was good. The only thing I would say to the promoters when I think turn the volume up, I couldn't really hear that much, but anyway, but otherwise it was really, really good. So yeah, that's me just being a bit of a boomer there, even though I'm not a boomer. I'm a millennial. So yeah, we piss and moan a lot.
I don't know what I would be. I'm probably now a golden oldie, but yeah,
I think you are Gen X. Gen Z is the one I forget about. We're putting people in categories. We should be doing that.
I know.
We are all as one consciousness, as David Icke would say. We're all one consciousness.
You can tell who's just come back and seen him.
That's it. I'm spiritually awakened. So if you're a fan of David Icke, go see him because he's getting on, man. I tell you what, I couldn't believe how old he looked when he got on stage. Not really? Joking. Yeah. Well, he's hit 70 now, isn't it?
Does he?
Yeah, he's 70. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm kind of shocked I thought he was a bit older, to be honest.
I thought so as well. But nevertheless, great guy. I know people got like 50-50 opinions about him, but anyway, I was entitled to their own opinion. But David Icke, he's right up there, brother.
See, the one thing I'll give my opinion about David Icke is this, and it's not a negative opinion. I think I think there's certain things that he says that is pretty good, but I think, in my opinion with David, I'm just going to come straight with my opinion with David Icke does. I think David Icke, he talks some stuff and then he realizes, hold on, I'm saying too much. And then he flips it back to the lizards. And he knows that the moment he starts talking about the royal family being lizards and stuff, he loses a good percentage of the crowd. And he's hoping that percentage of the crowd are the people that's going to unalive him.
Yeah, but in all honesty, bruv, the people that's going to go to these events are expected to hear about reptilians, I should say. So he did mention anything about. Did I say rectums? Did I? See, I'm speaking too fast. I haven't even 420'd yet. But no, if you go into a David Icke event, you're expected to hear about reptilians and not rectums.
No, did he?
Are we allowed to say his name?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, if Pierce Morgan can say it, anybody can say it now. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, it's such a hot topic. I say a hot topic, but it's a sketchy when it comes to YouTube. Algorithms, they don't like it. Anyway, everyone in chat, come 420 with me. And it's good to see you all. And today's show was about the sorry.
Could I just say real quick, because I know, and throughout the show I'm going to mention this, but if you guys want to come up, if you've ever had any experience with this phenomena, and you want to talk, I'm going to put the link in after we finish this presentation, and please tell us your experience, or if you just want to come up and say, hey, Okay, so this is going to be one of the first times I'm going to do this, but I will be putting a link into this show for you to come up and, because I think that before we start talking about it, I think that this phenomena is a widely shared phenomena.
Oh yes.
And I think the reason why they put a bit of a stigma to it is because they know there's something going on. And usually when they do this, when they start, what do you call it? Stigmatizing people that are having these experiences, it's only to hide the truth, because they don't want more people to come forward. But
it's the same with other subjects as well. When the mainstream bash something, oh no, don't believe that. No, that's false information. Believe the exact opposite. Okay, because there's some truth to that. And I've noticed that over the years. If you know how the game's played, how the elites do their propaganda, you can tell how the mainstream media work and believe the exact opposite. So when they say something, oh, if something's bad for you, it's probably something good. Depends on what the topic is, So.
See, I don't know how it's changed with streaming, but I can remember a period when it was I believe it was 6 people or 6 entities. Let's say 6 entities that owned all the media. Just 6. So if these 6 people started to close their hands, they just basically controlled it. So there you go. That's it.
Well, like I said, it doesn't matter what newspaper or mainstream media look at. CNN, Sky News, BBC, the PPC as I call them. I can't say the word. It's been with Pete and File. But yeah, it doesn't matter who you not vote for. Fucking now, I'm screwing up my words already. It doesn't matter who you listen to, and when it comes to mainstream media, it's owned by the same people. So one say a little bit different, and the other person might say something else a bit different, but it's still a bit. It just puts people in different directions, man. That's all it is. So I wouldn't believe anything the mainstream media says, in my opinion. So we've got in chat then. Who's that? The Cosmic Twilight. Oh, it's me.
I heard he's a twat, mate.
He's a bit of a bellend, isn't he? So, do you want to start the show, man? Do you want to? I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to talk about?
Well, see, because I know that this phenomena is gone all the way back to ancient Greek. Am I right?
Yeah, it goes back hundreds of years.
They were recording episodes of seeing these entities. So
I mean, if you look back through, like you said, Greeks, even going back way before then, this is going back 100 years. These black figures these black shadows, I should say, have been seen throughout history. It seems to be more common these days. And I will show 1 or 2 photographs that look quite pretty damn compelling of what a shadow person may look like. From my own personal experience, and even my missus as well, we have seen the shadow people or shadow person. Hey, Moody Mongol, thanks for being here, bro. And Nick. But yeah, me and the missus, we've seen this entity. What could be entity, demon, whatever it could be, in our place here. It's not all the time. It's sometimes when I'm in the shamanic realms of one, so to speak, if you know what I mean. This is what a serial killer would look like at night. Okay, so this is not exactly what the shadow person would look like. Yes, yeah, that's more creepy. Look at that. That's awesome. So let's bring up my notes and let's talk about the shadow people, because there's not just one shadow people. There's actually a number of them, and they go, like Hidden says, it goes back through Greek, through many different cultures throughout the years. So I was looking at a book. I was trying to find a book on the shadow people, and I found someone called Heidi Hollis, and she written a book called The Shadow People and the Hatman. And
Yes.
she appeared on Coast AM a number of times. In fact, she had a regular spot on Coast to Coast. She describes the shadow people. And I think this is quite a good description. So she says it's a dark silhouette with the human shapes, with the profile of flickering in and out of peripheral vision. And that's what it is when people see these shadow figures. Now, it's more or less on the corner of the eye. You know, you tend to see something like move past, which is a very common occurrence here, especially in that hallway over there. But some people can feel like the sense of the feeling as like a presence in the room. And again, voices can be heard as well, like whispers in the ears. I want to bring up later on about sleep paralysis. You've heard about that, Sidon?
Yeah, I'll go into that.
We'll go into it a bit later because that's like the debunk side. Because I was at a conference a couple of years ago actually talking about that, which is quite interesting. So these black shadows can be seen in mostly bedrooms and hallways, and sometimes peeping through the bedroom window. Now that's a bit pervy. Okay, black shadow. If you're here, don't peep through that because you don't want to see me naked. It's not nice. And some people have the early experiences from the age of 5. Now that's bloody terrifying, seeing this entity, which I should describe as tall male figure, sometimes have glowing green and red eyes. Sometimes they'll show up and stay there for a long period of time, and some of them, like I said, you can see from the corner of the eye. But going back to Heidi, she says in her book, what it really says here, interesting shadow people. I always thought it was all started on Art Bell's show, or at least that was the public first became aware of it. Yeah, that's right. I believe hold on, Hidden. I believe it was the late 90s where the shadow people started.
Can I say it was early? It was a lot earlier than that. But see, the thing is, people, the power of the internet played into this a lot because people from all around the globe were having these sightings, and it was being rid off to when you get back to sleep paralysis. It was simply being rid off to that. But my thing about this, and I'm going to say this now because I was going to get into this later. I have seen the shadow people. I have experienced what they want to call sleep paralysis, so I'm gonna give you like what I saw. But the reason why I'm saying this is because through my life, when I used to tell my mom what was going on.
Hi Wayne, how's it going, bruv?
Can I say something quick to Wayne? Wayne, did you get an email from A&E? Just tell me yes or no. Did you get the email? Because I gave them your email address because I know they want to use your footage. I told you I'd knock on some doors. But anyways, it was the fact of not being believed. But then when I got older and I moved out of my mom's house, I started talking to other people. Okay, good. Told you. Sign the agreement and get some money. I'm glad. Good.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah, he might be his footage might be on the History Channel, guys.
So, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice. Continue, man.
But that was how, and this is how I think it all worked. Just by me talking, I think the internet did a lot, because the thing is, when you started talking, like, I never knew my one was the Hatman. He wasn't no corner vision or anything. He was boom right there in front of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't, how do you say?
Threatened?
No, I was, it did frighten me. I mean, I come from a very spiritual home. I want to use the word religious, but I don't think that's the right word. I believe I want to say very spiritual home. So my mother always told me about the power of God and the power of belief. Okay. So when you're pinned down and you can't move, all you're saying in your head is, please God, please God, please God, please God, please God, help me, help me, help me. And boom, it's done. It's done like that. But my thing is, now I don't want to get into I wanted to do that later. But my thing is that people from all around the globe are seeing like mainly 3 dominant figures.
Okay.
Like the Hatman is being seen all around the globe.
And the Dogman as well.
Well, they all describe the Hatman the same way. The old hag.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that, bruv. Yeah, the old hag and the djinn and everything.
But even the old hag, you talk to somebody who's seen it in America, you talk to somebody who's seen it in Japan, they're giving you the same description. They're giving you the same description. You get what I mean? And this is always happening before, let's say before the internet. Now anybody can say anything, and this is how it is. But back in the days, but anyways.
Well, it was a more stigma back then. If you would have thought this was presumed the early 90s where the crumbs started to come out. Like Sussy says, these, when you say about these figures, it could be easily determined as, oh, these are demons. These are interdimensional beings. These are aliens. So it really is a guessing game what it could be. And obviously, we don't want to debunk things now. We'll get to it a little bit later because we've got to work with both sides here. But you are right, Hidden. This goes back. The same recurrence goes through the same cultures, through different walks of life throughout 100 years. So, well, I've seen it. You've seen it. I'm pretty sure the people of chat have seen it. So there is definitely something there to go by. Whether or not they're demons or some people said they're time travelers. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. So these entities, demons, predators, whatever you want to call it, they have been going through all walks of life. Look at that. That's I saw that. I was like, whoo, that's a good photo. That's like an I'll say like mid 2000s photo. When you go on Google, anyone have a look for ghost photos, stuff like that will probably pop up. So human go on, Hidden.
Human interperception about it has changed over the ages.
Yeah, you're
right. What he means, I take it, if I'm correct, what you mean is at first people thought this could be one thing, but now they understand like interdimensionals and stuff. Because I don't want to say nothing, but let's get into it, because I heard a very interesting theory on this maybe about 20 years ago, and I just thought, you know what, that sounds actually plausible.
Go for it. What is it? I'm interested to hear.
Well, the guy was talking about it's basically saying they're interdimensional beings, but how he explained it was the overlaps of dimensions. And he says once these dimensions overlaps, what we're actually seeing is a glimpse into either their world or they're seeing a glimpse into our world. But because these dimensions have overlapped, there's the void of color. This is why we're seeing them as black figures. And they're not just black, they're blacker than black, because many reports will tell you that in a black room, you can make out their silhouette. So they're darker than a blackened room.
Yeah.
So what he said is they're the embodiment of no light.
That's an interesting concept, because this is interesting. I was reading up that the fact that these entities are like stuck in our timeline as they're like going through realities or dimensions. They're kind of stuck in this time period and they can't get out of it. It kind of works with the time travel sort of theory as well. Like these entities, I'm not necessarily saying they're human, but there's some sort of entities that are going through realities and they're sort of stuck in this sort of, what would you call, purgatory in one one aspect. But again, that's just one other theory. And that's getting like really out there, isn't it? When you think about it, like parallel universes and it's intertwined with our consciousness. It's crazy. But I would have to say this for the people in chat and the people who've been watching this as well. When you see these figures, and I've seen it many, many times, do you feel like you're in like a different realm for like a split second? It's like it's like when you're having that long distance stare, you know, when you're just like sat there and you're just like looking and you're like you're hypnotized and you just can't get out of that long stare. It's like that feeling when I see these entities and then suddenly, boom, you snap out of it. So that's my feeling on that. I'm not too sure if anyone else is, but
well, Susie's saying no.
Okay.
Wayne says drop him like it's hot. BD Cooper says I think people have different experiences, which I agree.
And some lie. That is very true as well. Yeah. I think I've had the same experience. I think I've had the same experiences. We're in that sort of realm when I've seen ghosts. I've seen ghosts like apparitions over the time. So I don't know. Are these black shadows ghosts? Would we classify them as ghosts? Do you know what I mean? So I go shadow people a lot.
See, I personally don't think they're ghosts.
In a way they can interact with people a bit forceful.
But then again, I'll tell you what, and I will stand by this. They are afraid of God's name.
We'll get to that when we talk about the Middle Eastern black shadow people. It's it gets quite out there. Hey, Rotary, how's it going, man?
I think when Nick said hello, Susan, and I think when Nick asked the question ghost, that's why I said no. But then yes, I think they are spiritual. I think they are spiritual. My personal view on that. But anyways, let's dive down, because I also, come and think of it, I remember somewhere in the back of my mind, and I could be wrong. I know you guys are smart in the chat, but I'm going to say this. I think I can remember that there was a story from the ancient Sumerians about these as well.
Really? Going all the way back to that? I wouldn't be surprised, mate. I haven't heard any theories on that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think what's happened, like I said, since the late 90s, where the black shadow people started to come out, I think the internet has more or less been popularizer it, sort of, say, regurgitating stories, but sort of empathizing things by books and making it more centric. So I think it's expanded to different sort of realms of possibilities, really. So who really knows? So this is, I think that's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shady. Rotary, we were talking about Art Bell. He was the one that sort of first one that really popularized it back in the late 90s. So let's start off. That's creepy. Right, let's get off of this. Right, let's start off with this. I think it's worth going through some honorable mentions. Okay. We forgot. Are these people, these entities, aliens, or demons, as one would say? Do you think these are astro projected or astro beings in our timeline? What do you think about that? Astro projection. Okay, when I say astro projection, I'm talking about. Sorry, I should clarify this. It's so if I was sat in a bed and I was, for instance, in a meditative state, I can actually astro project myself through meditation. So, hey, man, how's it going? You see what I mean? So that was one possibility I was hearing, that people in either sleep state or in a, say, very, very, very deep state, sleep or meditation, can actually astro project themselves. And I have heard people that can actually do that. It was just one theory I was just hearing about, an explanation of what it could possibly be. But who knows, man? Who knows? Time travelers. What do you reckon about that, Hidden?
Nah.
Okay, let's
Nah.
move on.
But no, I don't want to say. But what do you know the reason? What is the? Do you know the reasoning behind that theory?
So, what I've been hearing is that these entities, well, I talked about this earlier, is that the entities are traveling through realities, but they're from distant futures, but they're getting stuck in our timeline, a bit like purgatory, and they can't get out. So, in one way, like the Hatman or the Shadow People, sort of, in one way, threaten or intimidate people. Is almost trying to like they get their attention. I don't think. Actually, I know for a fact that ain't the right thing personally, because a lot of these shadow people actually do inflict sort of harm and assaults on people as well in some cases. So I'm kind of ruling out the timeline sort of theory on that one. Astral projection, yeah, people can do that, but I think at the moment sort of rule it out really.
No, I believe you. I'm glad you said that. That's in some cases these things are interacting with how do you say, the victims? What do you call them? The experiences.
The experiencer, yeah.
I mean, I class myself as a victim, and that's how I see it, because you're here now. I mean, what we got 50 people watching, so you all are my victims now.
Yeah. Remember, I was talking about Heidi, who was on Art Bell's show earlier. She claims that a lot of people that have had these experiences, these shadow beings actually jump up on top of the chest and choke them out. Now, that sounds like a sex dream to me.
That's what I was saying. Thank you, guys.
I've heard about that.
Apparently, the ancient Sumerians believed that music caused entities to appear, and that's where I think they led on to write about the entities that they were seeing. The shadows.
In fact, some of this philosophy, say with these entities, it's in African tradition, like tribal, when they do the dances and everything. Oh, this is like the tribal Africans. They I've heard about that. I didn't write it down in my notes, but they have the shadow people as well, and it's through music and dance where they conjure all these entities. So that goes for Crafty, right? Everyone, you must. These are like the best people. Go check out the Crafty Nihilist. I'll try and put a link in the description, but these guys are the best. I should say their names, Liz and Mark, and their son Connor. I had such a blast with them. They came with Sword David Icke with me, so go check them out. The Crafty Nihilist. Much love. Mwah.
And
get them on the show as well, Hidden.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Nick, hey, so hope to meet you on the show.
Yeah.
But anyways, hold on, Icke. Sorry, where are you, man? You guys are gonna move to. There you go. Sumerians called them Udog.
Sounds some sort of weed.
That's kind of like invoking him, just saying that. You're setting us up, Icke, too. Inky too. I ain't even good, man. I ain't well.
Good excuse.
So this is a question here that I don't understand how jinns are shadow people.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we're going to go through a list. I've got a list here of shadow people throughout the realm. Let's go through the list. So what we got here? So we've got a nurse. Hang on, let me get my stuff right here. So
while you're getting your stuff
right. Let me go back. Let's start off with.
Okay, I'm just going to say this, guys. If you've experienced any of this phenomena, at the end of the presentation, I'm going to put in a link, and if you guys would like to come and join us on the panel, then tell us what you've experienced. You're more than welcome. Or if you don't feel like you want to come on the panel, but you want to share your experience, you're more than welcome to share it in the comments. Because I personally believe we need to talk about this.
It's a
Yeah.
worldwide phenomenon, definitely. Could you just put up Rotary Motion's link for Crafty Nihilist? So, guys, please subscribe to the Crafty Nihilist. Great bunch of people. If you like conspiracy stuff, that's right up your street. And I've actually had an interview with them as well. So, yeah, go check them out. Thank you, Rotary. Thank you, mate. I do appreciate that. So let's start off with a list. I've got 7 entities here. Okay. And some
Ooh.
honorable mentions. So let's start off with this guy called the Hatman. Hidden, you've talked about this before, the Hatman. You've seen him.
You sure can. You sure can.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was the one that plagued my childhood.
Yeah,
Let's just
I
say,
think a
and
lot of
you know,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw its eyes, but I'll tell you what. I'm going to be true. I'm going to be 100% truthful with you on this one, right?
Yeah.
The one time that I actually was scared was I saw the wrestling, WWE wrestling, and the dude, the Undertaker.
Oh, the Undertaker, yeah.
And when I saw him, I saw my childhood nightmares, because you remember he wore the big hat.
Yeah.
When I would see what I saw, the Hatman, he would have his head down, so you'd just see the head. You know what I mean?
So you just see the top of the hat.
And he'd have his head down, so you just see.
Right.
Yeah, you'll just see the hat, and then you saw the body.
That's creepy, man.
But it was a man. It was a man.
12 foot tall, 12 feet tall. No, it's not a real photograph, but it's close, isn't it? It looked pretty good. That's why I got it on here. So let's start off with this. the Hatman. So the Hatman. Sorry. You apologize. So the Hatman.
Adds to the terror.
I do apologize. Woo. So yeah, the Hatman will stay for a short period of time. This is one of the most common shadow.
Yeah, the early Undertaker. That's what I'm saying. When he first, I mean, I was a kid, man. So I'm talking what? Maybe when I was maybe 14. He
The
come on the
Undertaker
scene
back then. Really?
Yeah. I can remember the Undertaker from before he was the Undertaker. He used to wrestle under a different name.
Oh, it's probably before my time then. Because I'm talking about the Attitude Era. That's what my main focus.
This was when he used to come in with the pallbearer, and they used to do all that stuff with the urn. This was when it was WWF.
Oh right, yeah. This is going way back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand it. He kind of looks like, when he first comes out, it does look like the Undertaker, doesn't it? It's a very uncanny.
Yeah, I mean that picture's because the hat's too small, to be honest, from what I saw. And I don't even think, because I never saw his feet. That's the thing. And that's why when you go back to something else, that's why I'm interested. When we hit the gin.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I've got some photos of that. But in terms of he's a tall male in appearance as a shadow.
Yes.
Wearing a black cape or trench coat.
Or long coat. Yeah.
That's
I got the feeling it was a long coat.
And a lot of people saying they can't see any feet. So you are right, a cape or trench coat type clothing he was wearing. It's weird how these entities actually have clothing. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Some of these will have a top hat, a fedora, and a cowboy hat. That's bloody terrifying, having someone in a bloody cowboy hat standing over you at night. Oh dear. So, the Hatman is known to be from another dimensional reality. Will stay for a short period of time, but he is known for touching, choking, and assaulting his victims, and normally feeds off negative energy or fear.
Yeah,
which is very common in poltergeist activity as well.
Or demonic.
Exactly. Yeah, demonic. Yeah, they feed off that energy. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So next up is the night hag. Ever heard of the night hag?
Yeah, I've heard
sounds
of
like
that.
sounds like an old slag from my area. We got loads of them. This is Bemister, baby. Woo! So yeah, this
Oh my
is
God.
called. Oh no, don't worry, mate. It's fine. It's no one from Bemister listens. So this is called the Night Hag, and this goes back. I thought Liz might find that funny.
What are you doing, man?
No, Liz would have found that funny. You would have found that funny.
Okay.
So the night hag is this. Let's zoom in. Okay. So this is a artist's impression, not normally in a nurse's outfit. Okay. Known as the old night hag. Yes, you're right. You're right, Ceci. Thank you. She is a dark silhouetted of a witch with red eyes, and her calling card hidden is that she jumps on your chest and she rides you. That's sexual assault.
Can I just shout out real quick? Is that the Matt Damon movie?
The Matt Damon movie? Which one's that? Oh, the
Adjustment Bureau. Is that the Matt Damon movie? That's what I want to know now.
But yeah, according to legend, and this goes back hundreds of years, the old night hag is a dirty slapper, as one would say around our area. And my Mark is pointing at me. Oh God, love you, Liz. Honestly. So yeah, that's the night hag. So next up, well, I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. If I thought of the night hag, I would have thought of this. That, for me, is the night hag for me. All that. So, yeah, there was some other... Okay, all right. Right, moving on. Yeah, I went on a...
We got a picture of P. Diddy.
So, oh, you said his name, bruv. We now are hitting the algorithm. It's not going to be good, bruv.
I don't care. Things has to be said, man. He's screaming. The feds have got my baby oil.
Well, he's got that mouth for it anyway. But anyway, so I know. Are
you telling me off?
I was going to say something else then. I was like, no, I'm going to hold back. But no, there's a reason why I have the Predator on here. But there's another shadow called Chuffed. Okay. So this is called. Children, all right, okay.
We're trying to have a serious talk here.
This is a serious talk. So this is called the. Oh, it's going to be one of those episodes.
Okay. Jesus Christ, man. I've gone red. Oh, man.
Right. Okay, so this...
Regular program has resumed.
Happy 420. Definitely. Oh, my God. Here we go. Okay, how many liters? There's a reason why I have the Predator. So this is called the Shadow Stalker.
Okay.
And the Shadow Stalker is lives in the forest and in the trees. That's why I've got the Predator. Okay, so what it's known for is actually protecting spirits and guarding nature. It appears to show as not being harmful or anything like that, but it mimics humans' behavior. So when people see this shadow people in the forest or the woods, they will call this a Shadow Stalker or PDD.
All right.
But it moves through the forest without making any noise at all. So I thought the Predator was pretty good. Right, moving on from then to the gin. The gin hidden. You mentioned it, the gin, which sounds like a drink, isn't it? Is it the gin? Is it with a G
gin,
or a J?
Yeah, It's the D silent. It's the jinn.
Oh, Jin. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I found this photograph. Looks pretty cool. Clearly fake, but it's still good nevertheless. Look at that.
See, jinns
So
are one of. Okay.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Jinns are one of the weirdest ones. This is why I don't think the shadow people have anything to do with jinns. They might have a place in they may have a place in the Islam texts.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think they're getting confused.
That's right. I thought I'd just do like some honorable mentions of it, but this is a Middle Eastern shadow entity. So this was actually mentioned in the Quran, and this was a malicious entity, that would use supernatural powers to create, D-jinn. Okay.
No, it's just jinn. The D's kind of silent.
I can't really find any good photographs of it. I probably was spelling it wrong then. I was spelling it Ginn. Right. I'll look at that in a minute. I've probably been spelling it wrong because I couldn't really find any good like images on it. I mean, there was very. It depends on what website you're going on, you know. So, but anyway, let's just go what I've written down here. So the jinn basically was created before man. It was mentioned in the Quran, and it was described as a malicious, wicked being with supernatural powers created by God from pure, smokeless fire. It's reported that this entity, what's it? I see. Where am I to? So apparently this entity lives in parallel universes. Again, this is like a common theme, isn't it, with these shadows people? And apparently
Let's see, the parallel universe thing is quite a recent thing in comparison to when the Quran was written. So it's not going to be a parallel universe. It's going to be something more straight up. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
We started to see before our eyes started to get open. We believed that, say, heaven was up in the sky, hell was in the earth.
Yeah.
But now we're starting to think that can't be. So we created a parallel universe or an alternate universe where this can exist, and this can answer, you know, the billions of souls that would have to have inhabited this place, because we're not the first to be here, and we're not going to be the last.
Sure. In one way, an easy answer, isn't it, to say, oh, it just comes from a multiple dimension. So
when really these things were straightforward to say, well, this is a negative energy or a negative entity.
Sure. But I think as we're now with science, and especially through technology, can actually go find these dimensions, because we know there's multiple dimensions. We know that. It's just how to actually get there. So I'm not ruling out there's some sort of parallel.
No, I'm not. See, I'm just saying the wording, because it's a lot easier now to say, look, this is coming from a parallel universe or a parallel world, and it's less scarier than thinking, hey, hold on, this thing could be coming from the pits of fire here to torture. You know what I'm saying?
Because you go back to the Christian thing, which would normally be like, oh, well, these are demons then. I mean, it depends on which avenue you really go down, isn't
it? That's it.
Yeah. So the last bit of information. There's one little bit. Alien at it. Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm gonna just say this real quick. The Halloween after party show, I'm gonna send you an invite. So if you guys just want to come on and say hello, because I'm gonna be inviting a few people over. So, and it's not really gonna be a long show, But anyways, thanks for showing up, man.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Ollie.
God.
So the last bit on this gin is it the gin? Oh, anyway, let's move on from
Gin,
that.
gin. It's just gin.
It's just gin. Okay, cool.
You
Sounds like
nailed
nice
it
drink.
when you said it. Gin and Coke.
Gin and tonic, shaken not stirred.
They don't call it spirits for nothing now, do they?
That's right. So, according to Middle Eastern philosophy on this demon or entity, they think that this entity actually was causing harm to males. It's because they said it was to cast them out from the world of judgment. So basically, this entity was cast out to actually cause absolute mayhem on Middle Eastern men, basically. But again, that's just like one form of entity or shadow people. So let's move away from that to this. Oh no, actually, that apparently was a real photo of the gin that was taken in. I can't remember who it was taken. It was on the internet. It looked fake anyway.
Can you zoom in on it a bit?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I think I know the cat who's put this out, but I'm not going to disprove. I'm not going to see in every mythical legend or story or beliefs, there's a little grain of truth.
Sure, but that not so much.
But the thing, see the thing about the jinns as well, it's their feet. Do you know about this?
No,
their feet are backwards.
Really?
Hey, yeah, I'm sure that. I'll tell you what. I'm pretty much staking my reputation on this, but that's how the Quran, and then Quran. Yeah. Quran, they heavy metal band. No, the Quran. Sorry, forgive me, guys, because I'm as you saw in the last show, I have some good Muslim friends, so I don't want to piss them off, but they know me. So
you get words wrong, mate. Trust me.
They know me. So the Quran gives a description of the jinns, and I'm 100% sure their feet are backwards. And this is why. Are you all right to Google that?
Yeah. I'll do a quick Google search. Yeah, no worries.
I'm just.
Is it, how pronounced it?
What? Jinn?
G-I.
No, it's D-I.
Hold on.
It's D-I. All right, just put it this way. I'll put it up here because somebody wrote it, so we get it here. There you go.
I can't see the screen, mate. D-I.
D-G-I.
D-G-I.
N-N.
Yeah.
S. That's it. Description of. Thank you very much. Hey, stick around, Alien. I don't know which one it is. Is it Ali? Is it bloody hell? My God, I've had too much. All I'm gonna say is this, right? At the end of the show, we're gonna put the link in, and if you guys want to come up and if you want to talk about if you've experienced this. He can't see the screen anyways, so it don't matter if I put it. It's Lee. Is it Lee?
Yeah.
That's it, Lee. Sorry. Yeah, Lee.
Yeah, come on to show, man.
Mate,
I can't find anything. No, bruv, I can't find it. I put it in the name and I can't find it.
There you go. They're running a book on who it is from Alien Addicts. It's Ollie, Lee, or Dave. Yeah. My bet's Ollie.
Oh no, I think it's Ollie. Yeah. If it was Lee, I think
I don't know
his name.
I think it's Lee.
Mate, I can't find it. Mate, I can't find it. The gin.
All right.
We're moving away from the gin.
then let's move along.
Okay, Grim Reaper. Would you classify the man himself who comes to you when you're just about to pop off is this guy here? Would you say he's a shadow people?
No.
People in chat. I just like some honorable mentions here. One that could, because I've seen to be turned up completely black as a shadow, wielding this thing. So what do you reckon? Could you put the Green Reaper in the category of the shadow people? I think you could.
Not necessarily, because he's a mythical being.
He's more the legend, isn't he? Like the monsters, or a bit like Dracula, like Frankenstein and stuff like that.
To me, if you understand the descriptions of the ferryman, yeah, just put that sickle in the ferryman's hand, and that's your Grim Reaper. And the Grim, see the ferryman in the mythical story, he was the one that took your soul through the river Styx. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Grim Reaper represents the person that takes you to your destination. But normally it's associated with people who have done bad things. But it's still
right.
you see, like how you put your picture up? You put that picture up, even my kid will tell you that's the Grim Reaper. Everybody will associate that with the Grim Reaper. But that's how the ferryman was described.
Okay. So with the ferryman before the Grim Reaper, because I know the Grim Reapers go back, quite a number of years. But the ferryman, I've never even heard of that, mate.
Let's check it out, man. Check it out.
It's like the ferryman sounds describing men in 2024. No offense. What's it called? The ferryman.
Well, hey man, right. I'll be honest, and this is gonna sound bad. But right now, I wish I was in the chat, because I'm seeing some diddler jokes going on here.
Oh God, we gone back to that, are we?
Oh man. You guys. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that an old concept has been modernized by instead of calling, because it was a common thing. You know why? You remember when people would die, they would put money on their eyes. Yeah. Well, you know what that's for.
I'm not too sure what it is. The sole purpose.
That's the money to pay the ferryman.
Is this ferryman? So shall I bring it up?
Don't pay the ferryman.
Honestly, this ferryman looks so.
Styx were a terrible band. They weren't a good band. Come on. No, sorry, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. You're right. I agree with you. I was thinking of the people who did Tom Sawyer, but that's Rush. Go on.
That's a good song, Tom Sawyer. That is a great song to drum to, Tom Sawyer. It's got a massive drum solo halfway through the song. Tom Sawyer, apologies. But yeah, the ferryman looks kind of I don't know, very mythical.
That's what I was trying to say. But if you put the picture of the ferryman up, the ferryman holds a lantern, doesn't he? So you take that lantern away and put a sickle in his hand, you got yourself the Grim Reaper. And they both serve the same purpose, though, don't they?
Oh, for sure. There are so many different, like, really camp photos of the ferryman. And I mean, it's just like I'm looking at it and going, which one should I pick? That is like I can actually take seriously.
I get that one.
Okay, let's move away from the ferryman, because this is making me chuckle. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, the Grim Reaper. Check that out. Is that on screen? Yes. Hold on, wait a minute. That should be a tattoo. Look at that. That would be an awesome tattoo. I don't know, can't really put that on my arm. But that's going to be dedicated to like UFOs and aliens and stuff like that. But no, if you want a tattoo, I think that'd be awesome if you had on like your chest or the back or something like that. So let's move on.
He's a soul harvester. That's why he's got the sickle. He's come to harvest your soul.
Okay. So yeah, Grim Reaper appears to you when you're about to clock the pop or pop the clock, whatever. This one here is a bit of a newbie. Slender Man. Okay, I know he was created through what do they call it?
Creepypasta.
Creepypasta, yeah. I can remember this was going back, what, 2010. And unfortunately ended up nearly murdering this teenage girl. How she survived, I have absolutely no idea. But it shows you how crazy teenagers are when they just take, you know, stupid, dumb stuff out of completely fantasy and turn it into real life.
The ones that took their friend into the woods.
Yeah. I just, it's horrific. But it shows you how dumb teenagers are there.
Group psychosis. Because they did do terrible things to her. But anyways, let's move on because Slender Man's crap, man. I mean, it was entertaining, but it ain't
for
real.
5 minutes. Yeah.
It ain't real.
About 5 minutes.
Well done, Creepypasta.
Well done. Yeah. It's an honorable mention, bro. I thought chuck it out there. So last but not least, believe it or not, is the Men in Black. Would you consider the Men in Black? These guys here. This is the only known photograph from a CCTV footage. Apparently, these two gentlemen came in. They looked pale, like, I don't know.
Like an Irish woman on holiday.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Or just like turned bright orange or something like that. But no, these guys came in, they were pale white.
Lovely women, the Irish are. Lovely people. So we don't want to say that you're white.
But no, they can be quite feisty, aren't they? The Irish, they're quite feisty people, especially the women. You know, they will definitely beat the crap out of you. That's from my experience, anyway.
And they can outdrink you.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, the Men in Black. It's just like an honorable mention. I wouldn't really classify them, but at the same time, they have been appearing and disappearing at the same. I mean, have you heard?
That's what I was going to say.
Let's bring it up. Should we bring up the video of Dan Aykroyd talking about his experience? I think we've brought up a number of times.
Who is it by? Who is it by first before we put it up? Because we can't play any of the PBC.
Oh, no, it won't be BBC. Let me just double check, bro. 2 seconds.
We're not even going to call it the BBC no more. We're going to call it the PBC. Let's get it right. Never mind. No, we don't have to explain it. Those who know. The
PPC. No, this is not it's not that the fake news corporation called the BBC.
I don't care if it's real news, man.
It's never real news, mate. It's all bloody propaganda.
David Icke, how you doing, mate?
Yeah. Is he in chat? Where is he? Yeah, you got this, bruv? So it should be up. I've got it up there for you. Now, he likes gin, doesn't he? He creates his own gin, I've heard. And apparently he's pretty damn good. No, it's vodka. He's a vodka guy, isn't he?
I don't know, man.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think he makes his own vodka.
If he ain't making weed, I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah. So let's play the video of Mr. Aykroyd talking about his experience. He was outside a telephone booth making a phone call where he saw the Men in Black. Hold on, and put it there.
Well, what happened? We sold the show to Sci-Fi Channel, and it was called Out There, and I basically interviewed all of the people that I admired in various fields of study, like Colin Andrews from the Crop Circle movement, Linda Moulton Howe, the expert on cattle mutilations, John Mack, and let me just put a pin in things right there, because John Mack has taken the study of abductions, UFOs, right out through the other side, and he's going, yes, we know they're here, we know they're coming, we know people have been taken, we know there's experimentation going on, we know people have been told about agendas. What we now have to do is use that as a key and as a motivation to socially transform this planet to a more peaceful, more loving, more tolerant state. So his movement, the movement for social change, has just accepts as a fact abductions, UFOs, interplanetary intervention, and what he's doing is taking it out through the positive side of it and saying, now we must use it to socially transform. And I think his message is great. But I talked to him. I talked to the Allagash guys who were taken in the canoe on that trip in Pennsylvania. The last show we did, I had both Bassett, who has the UFO time clock, and then Greer. Both Bassett and Greer were there. They were my two guests for the day. Well, the show was canceled that afternoon. And I was outside before I knew it was canceled, in between the interviews. And I was outside, and Britney Spears called me because she wanted me to appear on Saturday Night Live with her. And so I was outside having a cigarette. The phone rang.
I'm in chat.
Oh, Brittany, how you doing? Oh, sure, of course I will. I turned away like this. I turned back, and there was a black Ford across the road, a black Ford sedan. And I was trying to look at the plate, and the plate seemed kind of like fuzzy. And I was, definitely a police car. And two guys were there, and a big, tall guy got out of the back seat. And he stood in the street on 42nd Street. It was. We were at 42nd Street and 8th Avenue. And he looked right at me. And literally, I was on the phone. Hey, oh, sure, of course I'd love for the show. Saw the Ford, went back like this, turned back like a half second later, and it was gone. And that car did not go past me. It did not make a U-turn, because I would have seen 42nd Street. I would have seen that thing take a U-turn and go away. That car vanished. That car was a cloaked vehicle of some type. And whether this was like a warning to me, because the guy got out of the back seat, gave me a real dirty look. That car vanished. I know what I saw. And, it was just this fast. It was, oh, hi, Brittany, sure. Oh, of course, I'd love to. Guy gives me a dirty look. Oh, well, sure. Car gone. That's what happened. And then 2 hours later, we were told we were not to continue taping, and the show was canceled, and none of them would air. I don't know. I don't know. Was that an MIB experience? Black helicopters, military abductions that happen. Sometimes people are taken, and they talk about then being visited by, military personnel and debriefed about their abduction. Was it technology associated with some of these beings that are visiting that wanted to warn me off, or that wanted to give me verification that I was on the right track? I don't know. But I do know I did turn back a second later, and it takes so long for an automobile accelerating from 0 to 40 miles an hour to reach the corner of 8th Avenue and 42nd Street going past me, and then pulling a U-turn and going out towards Times Square. I would have seen that car. And I looked around. I was looking for that. Then it was gone. So I don't know. The tapes exist. I have them. We're going to try to repackage them. We might put them out on DVD.
There we go. It's just an honorable mention. I don't say the Men in Black are the shadow people, but it's just that experience that he had, seeing these people there, and suddenly they're gone. It's a bit like that, a bit like the shadow people. So I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, that is, but they also seem to, within themselves, have that ability. That's why many speculate that these Men in Black could be possibly alien counterparts. Have you ever heard that theory? No, that they're actually aliens.
All right. Well, I've heard that they were created by the intelligence agency or any sort of an agency out there to sort of infiltrate people like you and me, looking into the world of the unknown. But there's loads of us now, so but you have heard like stories of people being visited by Men in Black, but they do look very odd looking, very pale face, less expressionless,
weird ears.
Where it is, yeah, this is it.
Didn't somebody
no,
say about the long fingers as well? And somebody once bring that up, that they had, we did a show before where the guy, where was we were talking to somebody who had pictures. Was that with you? He had pictures of an alleged man in black, and he was pointing. He couldn't stop pointing out his enormously long fingers.
Oh, really? Like Prince Charles fingers? No, they're thick. They're like sausage fingers.
The sausage,
like that.
These were bit long digits. It wasn't it funny though? You see, this is the British humor.
Oh no, hidden. It was
you remember now.
The Phil Schneider episode when we showed the photograph of the guy with a long hand, with long fingers. Yeah, that was it. No, we did do it. Yeah. Every time I think of Phil Schneider, I think of Hanson.
You're gonna upset
I bet he's in chat. Are you in chat, mate? Oh, I bet you're fuming, aren't you?
Never mind.
Anyway, mate, put this photograph up. I got a photograph here of the alleged shadow being. This is the only one I can find on the internet that
I like that.
Pretty genuine.
I like that.
There's a series of photographs, so that's the second one.
Yeah.
But this is the first one here. But look at it. It's the only best quality I can get, guys. I've had a look on this. It's great with Google image search. You can find the backtrack catalog of these photographs, and this is the only one that is like the most detail I can get. Would you say?
I like that. That looks good, man.
It looks good, but would you say it looks like ectoplasm? When it comes to ghost photographs, would you say that looks like some sort of ectoplasm? But I would say ectoplasm looks like white.
In my opinion, I think if that's genuine, I think that's a manifestation.
Yeah.
You know,
if you look at this, is this the same photograph? Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Let's go into this one. But yeah, I think you're right, mate. I couldn't find the video footage of this. I could do a little quick search. It's going to distract me a little bit, but otherwise, I'll just have to go by these two photographs. But yeah, you are right. It's some sort of.
Put it back on the second one. Yeah, no, put it back on the second one, please. Yeah. Could you zoom in on that? Yeah, that's about because you could look at it two ways, but it's how. To me, it looks like it's falling. That's the more better manifestation I'm looking at. I'm looking at that. If you look at the bottom of it, those two things could be on. You know what? I'm stopping. I'm gonna stop, man. Because you know when you're in your thing, you're gonna make up anything. But yeah,
I think it's. If I would have found the original video footage of this, they might have just taken the screenshot of. As it's morphed into, it looks like some sort of person apparition that transform into a person. So, yeah, caught with a potato camera.
best kind of cameras to catch these things on, you
know. I'm going to be honest. For those in chat who's
get me the shittiest camera. Sorry. Go on.
No. Honestly, quite hidden. If you're going to do ghost hunting, get the crappiest camera. Because these phone cameras we have today, they just tend to block out everything. You can't capture any orbs. You can't capture any apparitions. I haven't seen a lot, but if you get like an old 2005 Canon camera, a friend's got a video of Shadow. Liz or Mark, if you've got anything put anything in the link in the description, or put anything in chat. Because I don't really have that lot of footage, to be honest with you. If we can chuck that in now, that'd be amazing. But yeah, when it comes to like ghost hunting, guys, if you're going to do that, get an old camera, or like an old DC camera. You know, they're only cheap on eBay. The one I got is a Fuji Fine Pixel from 2007, and that's a bloody good camera. And I tell you what, coming up on our next episode, I'm going to show you my personal ghost photo that I've taken with that same camera. And this is going to be hidden. You've seen the photograph. What would you say? Would you say it's one of the best photographs? And this is going to be 100% genuine. This is not going to be a fake. It's a full-on apparition, and hidden. Not spoil anything, but would you say that is some really freaky stuff we're about to show?
Well, I want it. I want the picture. So
yeah, I know you want it. You want it.
You said I can show it. You said I can show it after we show it.
Yes. Yeah, you're more than welcome, mate. So yeah, that's for the next show.
It's a damn good. But the thing is, now this is the segue, because you've also sent me another picture.
Oh yeah,
today.
yeah.
So,
but also Ollie sent me a link as well, which I can play a video for.
So I want to address, because I'm at Crowley now. You're 100% correct. 100% correct what you're saying. What was said is, look, Aleister Crowley probably contacted an intelligent entity. There are dimensions where humans can make contact. Yeah, and that I agree. I believe that not only did he contact, they contacted him because of the Book of Law. So that's where I'll go with that. So yeah. And you were right what you said when you backed it up the other way, where you said they're good and they're bad of these things. So yeah, so I don't think the shadow people are from this. I don't understand the shadow thing. That's the truth. The truth be said, I ain't gonna say they're ghosts. I think they're spiritual, because with my experience, you know,
we've all seen it, mate.
It didn't like God.
I'm pretty sure the people in chat, and I know Ollie's definitely seen some sort of black figure as well. So everyone has seen it. It's the same recurring thing. And when you have that amount of recurrence, it's not just a coincidence. It solidifies there is something there. Yeah. I've seen it, and I'm definitely not ruling out whether or not, if it's demons, if it's a ghost, if it's a dimensional entity, who knows, but there is something there. But it's at the moment, we're never going to find out what it really is unless we actually have a proper camera that can actually see these entities. And if someone's actually having an experience, I mean, if I was having an experience, right? Me, Lee, and Dave looked into Crowley for months before we did the show, and we had nightmares the days after. Bloody hell! Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah, that's
See, you should have had me on. You should have had me on that show, because you know that Crowley was actually doing some good for a certain point in his life.
Really?
Yeah. He wanted to get rid of the world of all the badness. This is, about the connection with him and Loch Ness?
Absolutely not.
Okay. It's a shame what Crowley became, because if Crowley went the other way, and I forgot who said, Mr. Cooper. What Mr. Cooper said, if he went the other way and used his energy for good, what a world we could have had. Because, like you rightly said, it goes both. There's good and bad in these dimensions, and he was in contact with the bad. If he chose to be in contact with the good, because his path was a path of goodness.
Was he trying to be good, but it came off as like a bit of a weird and evil way? Honestly,
there was a group of people that got a hold of him called the Golden Circle. Is that the right name? The Golden Circle. And these, when he was at Loch Ness, there's a castle on Loch Ness. Yeah, you can look at this. You can look this up. This is fact. He had that castle. He owned that castle.
Right.
And he was famously, Jimmy Page bought the castle because he knew Aleister Crowley had owned it.
I heard that. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, and Aleister Crowley was obviously doing his magic. And what he did there was he opened a portal. Allegedly.
Okay.
He opened up a portal there. But while he was opening up this portal, this group of people called the Golden Circle got a hold of him. So he never closed this portal. So this portal's opened up, and then he went down this path by the guidance of the, because when before he went to that Loch Ness, Aleister Crowley was messing around with the Freemasons, right?
I see.
But he wanted their library. He wanted their books. So they allowed him his books because they saw something in him. And by the time they asked him to leave, one of the head dude of this chapter of the Freemasons said, you know, we were just playing at this stuff. This guy's for real, and he's scary. I've
read. Yeah, I mean, if you want to know about Crowley, we'll get Crafty Nihilist on, because Mark, he's got a degree in literature or something like that, and he knows loads of stuff about Crowley.
I mean, after when he went with the Golden Circle, Crowley went out to I think it was Italy, and he had
went all the place, mate.
He had sort of a commune out in it. I think it was Italy. See, a lot of Crowley stuff is out of my brains, and that place there you can't even go to. The authorities won't allow you there.
Isn't it brought up by like politicians or celebrities? Like,
it wouldn't surprise me if celebrities have had it.
Yeah, I think there's a place in America where they sort of preserve that and keep the sort of tradition alive by carry on these ceremonies. It's a bit like Bohemian Grove. They just moved it somewhere else. I don't want to go off topic. So the Bohemian Grove, right? Obviously Alex Jones went in there in 2000 and filmed it. So there's this YouTuber recently, it's probably like a month ago, snuck into the place where they actually they're actually redoing the ceremony in a different location, and he actually filmed the whole thing, and this was recently, and the Bohemian Grove actually copyrighted the video and taken it down. And the guy,
it's private property. That's why it makes you think. Now, this is what makes you think. Now, I'm not going to cast any dispersions on Mr. Alex Jones, but it makes you think, why didn't they do that to his footage? Because there has been many speculations, many murmurs, because the guy used to be a hero to me, but I've seen things myself with him. You understand? Okay. But there's been many murmurs that was he allowed? Not so much that he snuck on, but was he allowed?
Because I mean, this is 2000 binds. This compared to what it is now, you can tell this guy snuck in. Like, you can tell he's like on top of a hill. I don't know if anyone in chat has actually seen it. The guy snuck into Bohemian Grove not long ago, the new location, and he went to the old location as well. And he went up to the Owl. It's amazing. Like, it's such a treacherous trek he went on. You have to go through like the river and everything.
Yeah, you got to sneak up right on this, because don't they have armed guards there?
They still to this day have armed guards on the old location, but the new one, you just want to know who's there, you know. And he actually went up to the Owl where they did the cremation of care, and it's like a dish, like perfect for, you know.
Yeah, we know.
You know what I mean? For the sacrifice, we know.
We
all know. Yeah, everyone in chat knows. Yeah, Crafty Knowledge, you definitely know.
That's why I was saying we know. So you didn't have to slip it out now.
Yeah,
you gotta watch what you say now, because remember, everything is in it except us.
How many?
I ain't in it.
Hold on. How many times have we mentioned the word Diddy?
Diddy's cool though. Diddy's, you know what? When you have something as big as Diddy,
right,
it always makes you wonder what's going on that they're distracting us from, or I don't know. The only thing with this Diddy thing that piqued my interest was when they arrested him, because the charge was RICO.
The charge was what?
He got charged. One of the charges was a RICO charge. So I straight away said, who else got arrested? Because
okay.
me and my missus was talking about this, and I said, well, who else got arrested in RICO? And like, she looked at me, and I said RICO was set up to catch organized crime. So if you can charge one with the crime, you can charge a few.
Yeah.
So, but they, that's.
Well, all of them have gone in hiding, mate.
They still can be charged. They still can be charged. Just because you've gone in hiding, don't mean you can't be charged with it. And even if you're still in hiding, they can take you to court and find you guilty in your absence and issue a warrant.
I don't know. This stuff is so. I think it gets a lot deeper than what you think, and they don't want that stuff exposed.
I'll tell you what.
I tell you what. They might do this because you got the election coming up. It's a bit like the manufactured hurricane. Yes, it was manufactured, and there is a lot of evidence to prove that. I mean, it's Florida, one of the most voted state for Trump. It's not a coincidence, bro. I'm sorry. That's just like it just
come on, man.
Over. That's why I'm going up for this. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Back on
we
track.
We ain't trying to get nobody no votes here, man. We're here to talk about the shadow people.
It's about shadow people. Yeah, let's get back on track because my mouth runs, man. That's it. I'm back on conspiracy road, mate. Right. Okay. Where are we to? So we're at this photograph here. I'll tell you what.
We were talking about you before the show. You all right out there, man?
Oh, yeah, John, you're right, mate. I hope you weren't too battered too much in Florida. I think it skimmed. I think it was like it was classified as a category 5, and it went down to like 3, I think.
One before we carry on, can I just give a quick shout to Jose? Can you rewrite that question that I had pinned? Because I thought that was a good question about what do you think they were made up of? Sorry, mate.
That's right. Oh, good.
Are you all right, John? Let us know, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You must be all right. You're here. You're here, man. I'll take it if you were. There you go. Interdimensional substance. But anyways, let's have a chat. Let's have a look at this picture of the Amityville horror.
Yeah, you probably noticed that. No, I was just coming across it because I thought I'd chuck it in there. Have you heard of the black-eyed children? I'm not saying this is it, but so obviously the Amityville horror house where all the murders taking place. This photograph was taken one day. There was an investigation going on, and one of the child that was murdered in this house. Apparently, this is an apparition. But is it me? Right. See where my cursor is?
Yeah.
Can you see clothing there?
Yeah, the check
It's
shirt.
too good to be. Yeah. So one of the debunks was to say that this was one of the investigations. Children was running around, and he just caught at the right moment as the child was just about to leave, or possibly would have faked it.
Okay. There's a good TV show. There's a good program that came out. I think it was last year. It was called Amityville, where they give you the story about this house, and they interview the son. Yeah, and basically telling you it was. Yeah. But they said who that picture is of the one of the researchers. I think he was going around setting up the pictures, and they have a picture of the researcher. Yeah, and this is why that shirt's so important. Yeah, it matches the shirt. He was wearing the same shirt. Well, it matches the shirt that he had on. Okay,
that makes sense. It's too good to be true, isn't it?
Well, it's a really good story.
It is, isn't it? It's made millions as well.
Well, the one thing is, this new one, it's really good because I can't walk away and say that they faked it. The premise goes like this, yeah. They basically faked it. They did a worldwide tour and everything, you know, like the book deal, the movie deal. But the thing was, what they said was like, it was kind of like they made this story up because the story consists of just a bunch of tapes that was recorded over one night. That's how they told their story. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a cash grab, doesn't it?
It's weird. It's weird, anyways.
Yeah, for me, it's just there's so many movies and documentaries. It's just, yeah, it's taking the whole premise that there were people actually murdered there, and it just.
Well, what I thought was good is that they actually interviewed one of the children from this family, and like he was kind of telling you, well, this is what was going on and that was going on, and we were kind of rehearsed to say this.
Sure. I understand. But I thought I'd show this photograph anyway. I just thought it was quite good. I saw this and I thought...
No, I've seen this one.
This is another very classic...
I like this one.
What I'm going to do for you, Hidden, and for the people in chat for the next show is that I'm going to get a load of old, grainy photographs like this that I would classify more genuine than it is today. It's today when it comes to ufology, well, UFOs and ghost photographs and videos, it's just easily be faked, and you can kind of tell that now. So let's go back to the old style. Looks.
Oh no, man!
Oh God!
Have you seen what Rotaries wrote? He said it looks like
cool.
a P. Diddy white party. No!
Hold on, when that chat's not working properly. Hold on.
Rotary, how could you say that, man? That don't look like no P. Diddy white party, man. Don't say that.
Don't blame it on Rotary. Oh, mate, but this is a very old photograph.
No, I like that one.
It's good, isn't it? All right, yeah.
Joe liked that one as well.
Hang on. Is chat working for me? Hold on. No, it's not. What the hell's going on with chat? There's so many chat. It's going through, and there's so many chats being deleted.
Google's got you, man. Google's got you. Now, I found this an interesting picture. Now, I took this last weekend.
Oh, well, me?
No,
this
me.
Photograph. Sorry. This one there. No, that's why I take it that one, mate. I want the credit for this one. Right. Okay. Right. So this photograph was taken by myself, 2010. I was at my college party, music college party, the only degree I've got. And yeah, the house I was at, she said that it was haunted. Her house, it was like a big house. It was extremely haunted. As I got into her property, it felt like something like brushed through me. It was so. I felt it. I felt something brush past me. It was unbelievable. So I started going around taking photographs, and I was pissed at the time. And I snapped this photograph. Now, thinking of the light source, okay, you got the light here. So yes, you're going to get some reflection. This, I think her name was Millie. I would say that is not really a reflection of that. Yeah, she's like hardcore, like metal singer, like is unbelievable. But yeah, for a tiny girl, that much you can belt it out. I can remember. But anyway, I can't see any light source. Bear in mind it is next to the wall, but this is actually hidden. I said this was the lightened version. It's not. This is the original. So what you're seeing here is the original photo. I'm going to zoom in and again see.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's not a reflection on the wall as a shadow, which I presumed it is. But let's just zoom in to the top. Oh, it gets grainy, doesn't it? Okay, you can kind of make out there's some sort of force field. Force field. Do you know what I mean? Can you not see it? I think it's the motion of the camera because it's quite blurred. Because the photograph that's on my laptop I'm looking at now, it's actually a bit different to the one you're seeing on screen. But can you see there's something here?
Can you go down?
Yeah.
All the way down to like where the feet are as well. Keep going. Is that as far as you can go?
That's the whole photograph. But you see it's blocking the actual plant pot.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And
Go
this
up
is
again.
the original.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's pretty good, man.
Shall
Taking on a potato cam, I'll tell you.
This was taken on the phone. Yeah. This was a phone camera. This was taken on, and this was like 2010. So the technology back then was, completely different. I don't know if I can actually. No, I tell you what I'll do. I'll put this through an editing software, and when we do our next episode, I'm going to try and get this as clear as I can, and I'll show the rest of my photographs, ghost photographs, for next time. But I thought, guys, it's worth showing because it is the topic of the day of the Black Shadow people, or Black Shadow. Wherever people get offended if you say that, especially with Black and Shadow. You know what I mean? But yeah, this here, I find it quite interesting.
I'm not buying into it, right?
We're a strange world in 2024, mate. You know what I mean? But anyway, nevertheless, I thought I'll show this. I thought I showed it because it looks quite convincing because it's covering a plant pot. But bear in mind, it is a crap photograph, quality-wise. I mean, look at it. So, but there we go. I think that's all I've got hidden on. Yeah.
So, what are your conclusions in your research into the shadow people? And guys, I'm going to be dropping the link real soon.
I would say there's something out there. I would say it's more down to an entity. I can't say they're demons because I don't know what a demon looks like. I don't know what an entity looks like, to be honest with you. I've seen stuff in the shamanic realm.
What's that mean, shamanic?
That means
mushroom
when you take
realms?
Absolutely, my friend. That is when you take past the 5-gram dose of mushrooms and you experience the reality that people don't see. And that is when I see the shadow people. So in one way, from my experience, is that when you're in the shamanic realm, it puts you in a different perspective of consciousness. And through meditation, you can actually achieve going through the parallel universes, the different dimensions, whatever we want to call it. But it takes practice, and especially through meditation, you ain't going to get it through straight away. Yes, that's right, Brad. Shrooms. And that's when I take over 5 grams, and that's where I can actually see the shadow people. It's only in the lounge, and that's why I don't really like going out, because it kind of, I don't want to interact with it because I don't want to turn my shroom trip into a bad experience, and I've had many bad experiences, so I tend to avoid it and just, you got to go through like a little ritual when it comes to doing shrooms. So from my experience, I would say these are entities through, I would say like a different dimension or reality that is here, but we can't necessarily see, because our eyes can only see 0.001% of our peripheral vision. We can't really see anything, but our cats and dogs can see a lot more than we can.
Hello, David Icke.
What? I'm just going to put that there for the rest of the screen. That's my experience from it.
But I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with David Icke.
Yeah, there's a whole realm that we can't see, but people can do it without taking psychedelics. They can do it through meditation, which takes a lot of practice.
The thing is what you're talking. Indeed, but many cultures have used how would you say? I don't want to say hallucinogenic because it takes away from the experience. But look at what the shamans would use. Shamans would know what herbs to make into a drink, or the Native Americans, they would use peyote, like a fungus, So and I believe the African culture look for their spirit guide. So it is a possibility that
the Africans as well did the same thing.
It unlocks some sort of synopsis or to enter these realms.
It definitely opens you. It's the pineal gland. I can't believe pronounce it. Pineal gland?
Said it right. You said it right.
I said it right. Yeah, it does something with that, and it opens up. I'm not promoting, psychedelics as such, but I suppose we're all grown adults, but
that's
I
right.
think that's it's the only way, I think, through meditation and practice to actually achieve the other realm. Pineal gland, the third eye. Yes, that's right. Yeah, the third eye.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's through my experience. I wouldn't say this entity I see is threatening. I haven't really contacted with it at all. Like I said, I sort of want to keep that. Like I said to you a month ago, Hidden, is that I think once you start interacting with this entity, I think the activity will escalate, where possibility that paranormal activity will start forming is because now you interacted with it and now he wants its attention or wants your attention. So I think you need to be very careful in that respect when you're dealing with.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. See, there's a level where I'm at. One day we're gonna have to sit and talk, but there's a level where I'm not. You're 100% right. You have to be careful about these things. My problem is with my instance. See, I don't know now if my mother had something to do with this entity, because I'll be straight with you, man. By the time I was like 19, and this shit was still going on. And I said to my mom, she said something to me that really kind of annoyed me. Because
what'd you say?
All through my life, all through this experience, she was playing it off like saying, you're having nightmares, or this ain't happening, or, it's just a bad dream, shit like that.
Yeah.
She told me at 19, she said, well, I would have thought it would have stopped by now, because it stopped when by her age. And I said, what, you experienced what I was going through? And she said, yeah. And I said, so why didn't you say anything? She just looked at me.
Because you were 19, but how old were you? You were 19 at the time?
I was around 19, man.
Yeah. Thing is, with me and my mum, we were quite close at that point. So there was no barriers. So if there was like a ghost experience, she would tell me. We've had a ghost experience back in our place, which is for next episode. I'm going to talk about that now. So I'm surprised she wasn't that more honest with you.
Well, the thing is, my mom practiced magic. You understand? Not a magician, magic. So that's what I wondered if it picked up for me, kind of routine.
We say you're quite sensitive, spiritually. It's like, for instance, I'm not saying like I'm psychic, Lady Cat. I can pick the person out in a room with the whole. And it's not like judge a book by the cover, but I can sense their aurora just by them being in the room. Like, for instance, I'm going to take this scenario. I had to take our cat to the vet, right? And our cat was struggling because he had to have the finger up the ass. And I was like, you deserve that. So we had to get this other nurse in. And this guy came in, and I was like, oh, got a really bad vibe from you. And then afterwards, me and the missus went shopping, and I said to the missus, I was like, do you feel like there's a bad vibe from that guy? And even she said, yeah, yeah, like real serial killer vibe. I was like, yeah, right. Like, so I could like, I'm not. It's not like being psychic or anything like that. It's just like,
It's
well, you could
energies.
say it's you pick up the energy. So I think a lot of people that, especially what I've come across, is they're quite sensitive to this. So I think they're very much prone to paranormal activity or seeing these entities.
Well, we just see a simple thing that I have through my life is our spirits don't meet. That's all I say. My spirit don't like your spirit. That's how we simply just put it. Because I've had them feelings. I've been in rooms where I've just sat there and I said, you know what? You gotta get the F out of here.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? Like, you could just feel shit going to go down.
It's
without even a word being spoken, mate. You just
honestly, yeah, I've had another experience. One of Nikki's friends came round. I've never met her before, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like, oh, could you like please leave?" And I guess we're all psychic, twisted experience, existence, I should say. Sorry. Yeah, I think we're all on that sort of level. I mean, when I saw David Icke yesterday, he was talking about the frequency. And it's signed as well, a signed book by the man himself. Look at that. That's his signature. Anyway, but yeah, he's saying we're going through a new spiritual awakening. And Crafty Nihilist, if you're in here as well, we were talking about this yesterday. There's like a frequency change. And I think the elites out there are trying to change this frequency. Like, you can feel this like bad vibe in the air.
But it's been coming for that's been said for ages. The frequency, you know how they're doing it. You know how they're doing it.
5G.
It's HARP. It's HARP. It's HARP all along. It's HARP all.
Mate.
Look, Nikola Tesla. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what Tesla was when Tesla was talking about this shit. Yeah, right. This is what HARP has got. When he discovered electricity, or not discovered it, but was running it through the AC current.
Yeah, AC. Yeah.
He discovered low electrical
frequency.
LEFs. Am I right?
Yeah,
low electrical frequencies. Yeah. And this is what ghost hunters look for. Because if you say I'm standing in a certain spot and there happens to be an electric box there, they can measure the energy frequency that's coming from that, the LEFs. And if these LEFs are pretty high, they can say that, well, this is what's messing with your brain. That's a proven fact. It's a proven fact.
Yeah, but 5G knows that.
No. Forget 5G. 5G is what they want you to look at. They don't want you to look at HARP.
But you would have
HARP has been doing this for years, brother. Forget 5G. 5G is just a different player.
If you think of how, but you think of how HARP is operated. It's literally heating up the ionosphere. It's pushing.
That's what listen. That's where people stop looking. Look deeper. They have these satellite dishes. Yeah, they harness They harness the LEFs, and they're pointing it at us, and they are manipulating the frequency.
Because you're saying HARP.
Our brains. No, they've got. Look at. Pull up a picture of the HARP facility.
Well, there's one in England. If you want me to bring it up, there's one in Wales.
Bring up the first one. Bring up the one where it all started.
Oh, the one in Alaska. Yeah, I would have made. I'll bring an image.
Which HARP? Yes.
Which HARP?
But that's just told
There's loads of them, mate. There's loads of them.
Oh man, shouldn't have talked about Tesla, man. Where's the shadow people? Can we go back to the shadow people? Because I have got obviously.
Do you want to bring this up, Photograph?
Yeah, let's bring it up then. Since I opened up this can of whoop ass, I might as well get whooped ass.
Right. Hold on, bruv. Let me grab that and that and go to that.
But don't you think these things are set up to offer you your food a lot quicker? These 5G masks. There we go. Can you bring that up bigger?
That's what she said. The answer to that question is no.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on, please, because I want to.
So guys, this HARP facility is well known for. Excuse me.
Weather with. You can. Are you coughing to try and say weather manipulation? Because you can say that they are open about that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're quite open about that. So weather manipulation. But anyways, I want to move on, man, because
that's cool.
Because if doing my channel for so long, I have never caught any shadow people, would be a shameful thing. So I think I've got three videos of shadow people. And maybe two of them are possibly good. Definitely one's going to be crap. But you want to take a look, Nick?
Yeah, go for it. Let's have a little look.
All right. Oh, God. You see, I forgot how to do this. I'm not well, guys. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs, but I am not well.
You sound really stoned.
I am. But I'm still not well. Don't take away from the fact of that.
Bruv. Let's give some love for Hidden, for Christ's sake. You need
no worries.
But yeah,
no worries,
Crafty.
I feel. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say Crafty. Yeah, you are right. Wi-Fi, LED lights. They're all bad for us.
Have I done this? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, okay.
You're supposed to be good footage, Hidden. I would say, yeah,
I can't get it up.
Line. That's what she said. No.
What's going on?
I'll tell you what.
Here?
I can bring something up here.
Could you put it up for me? Could you put it up for me?
Yeah. Yeah, what's up?
I can't get it. Can you go to my channel, yeah?
Mm.
And I like to use my channel because I know that's copyright clear. For some reason, I can't bring it up, man. But if you go to my channel and if you can just type in Hatman. Please.
What's it called?
Its full title is Infamous Hatman Shadow Person Caught on Camera at the Lemp Mansion, St. Louis, Missouri. And if I remember rightly, while Nick's looking for it, the Lemp Mansion is a famous haunted place in America, and one of the famous one of that people say they have seen is this shadow person, the Hatman. So I was kind of stoked. I remember when I came across this piece of footage, and I was kind of stoked when I did because. You know, you got something here with the Hatman.
Is it called Infamous Hatman, Shadow Person Caught on Camera?
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
That's all right. No problem. I shall bring this up.
My son will be coming over soon, so when he does, I'll have him sort this out because I just don't know why I couldn't do that.
Right. Let's do this. Go like that.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm just gonna post the link. Copy. I'm just gonna post the link in there.
Gotta tell you, chat is very active today. I appreciate everyone being in chat.
Okay,
Awesome.
Here we go. Should we play this?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's play your video, man. Let's do this.
Now, this very eerie and creepy footage comes from Lemp Mansion. So let's have a look at the footage. I have removed the audio because it doesn't really pertain to the video itself. So let's look at the footage and we'll talk about it afterwards. Now, I posted this 4 years ago. I should have posted the original audio, shouldn't I? See it there? Did you see the Hatman there? So as we can see, she's in the mansion. She's panning around the room to get a feel of what's in the room. And we see this black figure as she's panning around. But then she does a quick pan back and the figure's gone. Whoa. This footage was caught sometime in 2011, but it's just been recently uploaded. And it was caught on a very old cellular phone. Now, this to me adds more weight to the footage because there's no manipulation with these phones. You can't even take the footage off of this phone to email it. So this is why it's being filmed from a phone to a camera. So I believe that what has been caught here is the elusive and infamous Hatman from the Shadow People. And you can see this thing is very there, and it's there for a short while. I 100% believe that this is a very credible sighting. It's genuine. And I believe that this validates every person that has seen this Hatman. So I'm going to leave you with some enhanced footage of this being entity for you guys to make of it what you will. So until next time, stay blessed, and most importantly, stay safe.
Let's go back and let's see. There we go. Maybe that. Do you know what? It's a tricky one because you could say, like, if I was like Mick West and had no, expanded mind when it comes to actually debunking things, you would say, "Oh, that's a piece of furniture with a bloody book on it," and as you can see, there's a cat there, but the fact that it's very old footage and it's very grainy, and when you tend to move old cameras like this, it tends to motion blur. If I just go back a little bit, you can see everything still. See how blurry it is when it pans past? It's really difficult, isn't it? That shot here, look, you can see a hat can be made out and there's something there. But once it pans back, I'll hit pause a minute. It's now zoomed in a bit more. You see what I mean?
Thank you.
You see where it was taken before? It was actually panned out quite far back. I'm just saying it could be an object or something in there, but it's hard to tell, man, isn't it? It's a blurry footage, but it's nevertheless is really good. Really, really good. I tell you what, do you want some good footage of Shadow People? I've got here. Do you know Nukes 10? Have you heard of that channel before? Nukes Top 10. Is that a yes, Hidden?
Oh man, yeah, of course I've heard of Nuke. More to the point, as Nuke heard of me.
I don't know. Would you get, because he's got
I've been
here
on
he's
Nuke.
got,
I've been on Nuke a few times. Yeah.
Well, he's got a video here called 5 Scary Things Caught on Camera, Shadow People. Do you think it'd be right to show it? Because he does have good stuff. Whether or not it's fake or not.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
Let's. I'm gonna say this now. You know, he's had some of my stuff on his channel. I ain't throwing a hissy fit.
Okay, that's cool.
So let's stop it every so often, because you know he lets people react to his videos. So this is no more, no less than a reaction, isn't it? Let's see what he's got, because I'm hoping one of them is going to be the ghost of Camel. What's his name? Carmel Maine. Because for our Halloween after show party, we're gonna have a documentary guy on there who did a documentary on the ghost of Carmel. This is it. There you go. First video. We're gonna have the guy who did the documentary on this, and I don't want to say too much. But he's a very interesting guy, and you know, lot going on.
What do you want to do? Do you want to leave this video then? Because this is the footage.
No, show it, because this is show it. Cool. Because my man done a big investigation, because it wasn't just one thing that was going on in this guy's house.
Yeah, it was loads, wasn't it? Yeah. The video's in there, man, if you want to bring it up, because this is pretty good stuff. Excuse me. And his son gets involved as well.
So ain't that cool, guys? We're going to have this guy come on the after show party as well.
Awesome.
Not him, the guy who did the documentary about him. That's also doing the film circuit. It's doing the, what is it? What do they call it? The independent film circuit, something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is play Newt's top 5. This is for entertainment purposes, so please don't copyright us. Let's have a look at this. This is very compelling stuff when it comes to the shadow people. I think this is the best footage you're going to get. So let's do this.
Scary things caught on camera. Shadow people. Ghosts of Carmel. A man named Kent says that he began to experience strange occurrences after moving into his house in Carmel, Maine. He says that he began to hear odd noises in the middle of the night and see strange apparitions all around his home.
Another thing that's going on nonstop is they say my name. I mean, constantly they're saying my name.
So remember I talked about earlier that they keep on whispering people's names or whispering in people's ears. So that's a very common thing. I have to stop it like now and then, right, Hidden? Do you want to do it every like 15 seconds, something like
that? Well, you do it when you see fit.
Okay, cool.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit if they don't say my name right now.
After doing some investigation, he found that his house had once been owned by an undertaker, and that the residence served as a funeral home from the years 1906 to 1919. Kent began to post videos of his strange encounters to his YouTube channel, Ghosts of Carmel, Maine.
I'm uploading a YouTube video now.
In this investigation of his house, an odd voice seems to repeat what Kent is saying.
I think I heard a knock on that door.
The tone of the voice almost sounds like the spirit is mocking Kent, but you be the judge.
I think I heard a knock on that door.
And the story gets even creepier. In this clip, Kent begins to hear strange noises and experiences an odd smell coming from his upstairs bedroom. So he grabs his camera and starts recording.
we're going to do a complete walkthrough. Hope you guys say something or do something. Oh my God! No! Oh.
So did Kent catch a shadow being on tape? Or is it all just a hoax? You decide.
Hope you guys say something or do something. Oh my God!
Right, let's go back. Try and get to it. Sure.
So did Kent catch a shadow being on tape?
Pretty freaky, isn't it? It's very compelling. Look, if we go on, put our tinfoil hat off and put our skeptic hat on, we can say that this was a guy peeping below the bed, and as he turned the camera, he peeped up and then peeped back down when the camera turned back. Easily debunked, but again, it's one of those footage where you can't really make out what it is once it's turning.
Tape? Or is it all?
It's still blurry, but you can still make out something is there, isn't it? Let's continue.
Or is it all just a hoax? You decide.
Hope you guys say something or do something. Oh my God! No! Oh.
By the way, Ken has posted many videos of his ghost encounters over on his YouTube channel, Ghosts of Carmel Maine. So be sure to check it out for his full ghost investigations. Something on the stairs. This next video was sent in to me by Ryan Hulse. Ryan claims that when he was younger, he would randomly see a large black mass, around 7 feet tall, at odd locations both inside and outside of his house. Of course, no one ever believed him. So one night he decided to try to catch the strange shadow person on tape. Almost 7 years later, and Ryan still has the video.
Right. Second date. It's been okay so far, but what the f? This is what I mean. Crazy. Is it like heaven? Hello. Oh my God. Need a light on. Oh my.
Didn't see anything.
Oh.
Did you see anything?
Look at the staircase here. Okay.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah. Look. See the staircase here?
Yeah.
What's this?
Oh.
Oh my. Oh. Phone's upstairs.
That'd be a top one upstairs.
Oh my
I'll be like, God damn it!
God.
I don't think so. Didn't know that.
Nope. Was this filmed on a potato can? I'm gonna say that before anybody else.
I swear to I seen something.
All right. So that's one bit.
The only time he ever saw the shadow was when the lights were dim or off. So that's why he had the lights turned off to try to record the phenomenon. So, did Ryan Hulse capture a real ghost on camera? Or is it all a hoax? A 7-year-long hoax. Let me know what you think. Walker in the Woods. The Czech YouTube channel TV Twix decided to explore a haunted forest in the Czech Republic. They do the typical spirit box session.
Yeah.
I'll just let you know if you want to join us to have a talk about the shadow people, or if you just want to pop on and say hello. I've pinned the link to come and say hello. That's it. So
cool. All right.
Plus, we got to pause him just in case he wants to play funny.
I understand that.
But strangely, shortly into the session, the batteries on their camera and the spirit box both begin to die. So, they call it quits. But by far, the strangest thing in the video occurs near the end. As they are wrapping up, they begin to hear strange noises behind them. Some dark figure seems to float across the path behind them and into the woods. They run to investigate, but find nothing there. So did they catch a shadow being on camera? Or is it all just a hoax? You decide.
I don't know. What do you guys reckon that is? Oh, it's a tricky one. I put, why not shine the light to it would have been very helpful. But anyway.
Or run towards it. I mean, you're ghost hunters, I guess.
Oh, ads. Go away, ads. Yeah, I did what I mean with. I understand being in a forest because I've been in a forest, and even when you have friends there, you do see something that's spooky. If it takes a couple of people to get spooked out, and it's like that energy field that we're talking about, it just links up with everyone else, and everyone gets bloody scared. And when you hear like the slightest little noise, exactly, yeah, it's the slightest noise, and everyone acts like flipping women, babies. Sorry, I do apologize. Don't want to offend any women here.
Don't let it stay behind.
Hidden underbelly gets cancelled.
Find
Shadowrunner. Wesley Wolf had been out drinking all night with his friends on his birthday. When he arrived home early Friday morning, he found that he was locked out of his family home. Since he didn't want to wake his parents, he simply decided to hang out outside and play games on his PlayStation Vita until someone woke up. Then, he started hearing the neighborhood dogs going crazy over something. He decided to record a little video of the field around his house to see if he could catch whatever they might be barking at. He did capture it, but it was something much stranger than he expected.
Did you see that? Is that it?
Wesley says that even though he didn't even notice the strange shadow, that soon after recording the video, a sudden wave of fear came over him. He went and pounded on the door of the house until one of his parents woke up and let him in. So is this an odd trick of the light? Did Wesley just have a bit too much to drink that night? Or is this a real shadow being caught on camera? You decide. Just around the corner. On the YouTube channel HRJ Paranormal Adventures, a guy called Hillbilly Rob explores some creepy, allegedly haunted, abandoned places. In this video, he's exploring an abandoned nursing home. When he enters one particular room, his EVP meter goes nuts.
Okay, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it here. When it comes to EMF meters, I was researching into it, and this device picks up like radio signals, Wi-Fi signals, and because 5G is out and it's pretty much expanded everywhere you go, this will pick it up. I mean, EMF meters can pick up radio signals if you put it against trees. I mean, a lot of people know this. It's I know I'm a bit skeptical by that. If anybody that does ghost hunting in chat would understand how EMF meters work, because I know is electromagnetic field. It spikes when there's in that immediate area there will be a very high electromagnetism. That's what it's bloody called. So I'm not too sure about that because EMF waves are everywhere. So when it comes to this, I'm not too sure if it's too credible anymore.
Okay. Dude, it is going off. Who's in here with us? No, that thing is going nuts.
He also receives a bizarre, unexplained scratch on his shoulder. But Hillbilly Rob didn't even notice the most bizarre thing that he captured that night until he reviewed his video later. As Rob rounds a corner, he captures what almost looks like the shape of a head peering around the doorway. It's so quick, it's hard to even notice, but it actually seems to move back out of sight as he enters. But what do you think? Is this a shadow person or ghost peering around the corner? Or is it just a weird reflection or a camera glitch?
I like
By the
my
way, you
video
can check
better.
out Hillbilly Rob's Supernatural Investigations over on his channel, HRJ Paranormal.
Yeah, I think some of these footage is pretty good, especially the first one, which is the guy we're going to have on next week. I'm interested to talk about the ghost of Carmel, because they're. Go ahead, bruv.
Nothing. I was just enjoying a good rub of the eye.
Oh, right.
And I have posted a link if you guys want to come and say hello, or let us know of your thoughts on these shadow beings, or have you had an experience?
And hopefully a positive one, not a bad one.
Yeah. Has there ever been a positive experience when these shadow people have been seen?
When I was researching it, it's a mixed bag. Hold on, here we go. It's some people says they just see it on the corner of the eye and they don't really feel threatened in that case. But like I mentioned earlier, like some cases that these shadow beings actually jump onto your chest. In some cases, choke you out. I mean, I don't know. I tell you what, we haven't really gone into this hidden is the debunking side, because anybody that will be into like parapsychology, is that it? Is that the term parapsychology?
Yeah.
In fact, the crafty nihilist, when we first met each other, was in Bath, and it was this conference we went to. It was like a paranormal conference. It was like the society that's based in Bath, like the Paranormal Society. And there was various parapsychologists who was basically giving talks, and one of them who had sleep paralysis, and she had like very vivid experiences with this being, and she basically boiled it down to sleep paralysis. I've never had it. Anyone in chat who's had that experience, sleep paralysis, could you like let us know, or we're going to pop on and have a little chat. But apparently, is the most frightening thing to be frozen in fear, and you've got this entity. You may see it for a second, and some cases, very rare occasions, where it lasts for like 5 minutes, even just 10 minutes. This entity will have like facialist features. Like I said, it will probably have red or green eyes. But it's the fear of the presence of this entity, because you don't know what's going to happen, because you can't move, which is the most scariest thing. And I believe you lose all feeling of motions and sense, which kind of pushes the debunkers to say, well, that's definitely sleep paralysis, because you're in a dreamlike state. And I think this is really kind of linked up to their conclusion that what they're seeing here in terms of shadow people is actually just sleep paralysis.
But
I don't know.
It's not a dreamlike state though, because you are there.
Well, someone what's the chat on there? Let's have a little look. Yeah,
you are
somebody
there.
Says
my experience, I'm in my room. I'm there. The clock is where it should be. Everything is where it should be, except this thing is here. But we got someone here that want to say hello. They're getting a bit mad at me. They're saying, "Hurry up, put us on, man. Time is precious." So we're going to do that right now. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Crafty. All right.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, Nick?
I'm good. We're good. Yeah, thanks for coming on. How long have you been waiting? Because Eden takes his time.
2 seconds,
Yeah.
literally. We've only just decided to come on when you started talking about sleep paralysis.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your experience with? Have you had any experience at all?
Hideous, mate. It's hideous. So we talked about this when we were on the Paranormal Peep Show with Neil Peel. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. Quite a good show. And I've had the sleep paralysis, and Mark's had the shadow people experience.
Yeah, well, mine was maybe it was a little bit of both in a way, because I was lying in bed and then I saw a shadow figure at the end of the bed. I think that's a lot of people often have had a similar experience, and I just felt that I was being dragged towards this figure, and it was, I don't know, taking me over, or something nasty was going to happen. And for a while, it just felt that I was, couldn't move, but was conscious, and this figure was drawing me towards it. And eventually I just sort of got myself out of it by just saying, "Oh, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real." And then it went away. But I definitely don't think it was a dream. It was definitely, it felt a very real experience.
Did you? Was it the? Have you ever? Hello, how are you?
Hi, good to meet you, my friend. Yeah, thanks.
This is Mark, and this is Liz. I should have mentioned.
How you doing, Marks? And hello, Liz. Thanks for coming on. Is this your first? Have you ever experienced it only once? How many times?
That was the main time, and then there was another time. It was just really like a blink of an eye. I was just in bed next to Liz, just turned over to talk to her, and then literally it felt like there was a shadow figure just turning over, like alongside me, just out the corner of my eye. I just saw this figure just turning around. It was just a blink, and it was gone. But it definitely was like a whole dark figure that I felt. But I'd say that's the only 2 times. But this other occasion was more prolonged. A figure at the end of my bed, and just feeling sort of drawn towards it, and it felt really scary, and just like I couldn't move, and it was going to take me over. But I definitely don't think that I was dreaming it. It definitely seemed conscious experience, and it felt like this was a solid, real figure at the end of the bed.
Yeah, it was really in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mark's not the sort of guy that sort of has these experiences willy-nilly. Do you know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't regard myself as a sensitive person to.
You wouldn't say you're psychic or anything, would you?
No,
So
not at all.
he's not the sort of person that would kind of even imagine this sort of stuff. It's just not his kind of cup of tea. Whereas you would say to me, "Bloody hell, Liz, not again. You're getting on my nerves." Mark's not like that.
I mean, you sort of pick up on like Nick, pick up on energies of different places or people and that sort of thing. And I would normally be completely oblivious to that and just
he's just
where's the next drink? I mean, I don't know, but yeah.
So you said it was a black figure. Could you like describe the figure, like, or just black?
Well, yeah, just like a shadow, so no discernible features, just like you draw a silhouette,
but kind of like a material shadow, so not like a shadow you'd see projected on a wall. It was like it was a substance kind of, that it was like a solidy, more solid than a shadow that you would have on a wall sort of thing,
it feels solid, like a figure, but made out of shadow, if that makes any sense. No discernible features or anything like that.
Translucent, a bit like transparent.
It was all solid blackness, if you want.
Smoky.
Maybe,
maybe, which which maybe goes into the gin, like the smokeless fire, I suppose.
The gin.
So maybe it is all the same thing.
That's what I say. These things, they're all over the place, yeah. But because of the way we speak and the way we perceive things, we call it different names.
Yeah.
But yet it could be the whole same thing. But I think a jinn is a kind of a different. I've forgotten so much in this world.
Many forms. That's the thing. A jinn could be. It could take on the form of an alien. It could take on the form of a Cornish piskie. It could take on the form of a fairy. You know what I mean? We know them as genies because that's kind of the sort of folklore where they are most prominent. But I might hazard a guess that it's all the same phenomenon, but just manifesting in different ways. Like we might have talked about the fairies 100 years ago. Now we more talk about greys or black-eyed children. That's another thing that we were wondering if you were going to mention, guys, that phenomenon.
I'm not too sure about that. I brought it up, but I know there's been movies about it, so it might have twisted it over the years. But if you want to go for it,
I don't live too far from Cannock Chase, so. Yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And there was lots seen there. Yeah.
God, terrifying. Can you imagine?
Doesn't that go right back to the 50s? The sightings of the black eyes.
Yeah, they dress in 50s clothes as well, don't they? They dress as in they've just come out of the war sort of an era. Like they're not modern, like you would imagine a kid with a hoodie on these days knocking on your door. They dress as in like they're out of time or out of the era, don't they? So I did start, but I do know that they sort of dress in that sort of attire, as it were.
I think it is fascinating just to be. It does seem to me a real phenomenon. So many different people have seen it, and people who wouldn't be expected to make up stories like that. And I just wonder where it can come from. Again, maybe a different dimension.
See, from the legends that the old stories that I know, I think the black-eyed children, if you want to believe this, you know about the soul suckers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
I think that's what those things are, because they try to lure you. They want to take you inside the woods. And
it reminds me of vampire lore,
yeah, because they ask to be let in.
They can't just come in. It's almost they've got asked to come in.
Permission.
Yeah, absolutely.
And many you see the vampire lore is also based on. It's weird what I'm going to say, but I know what I mean. So if it comes out weird, I do understand myself. But the vampire lore is based on, in say, magical realms, where the fact of there were beings or people that could take your energy. They lived off your essence, your energy, not your blood. The blood is kind of been romanced. But they were energy soul suckers, probably.
And without saying it, because we don't want the algorithms to kick us off, what are the elites kind of well known for?
Well, there you go.
Without going far into
we know what we're saying. We know what we're saying.
We're on the same page.
We're not going to speak. We're not going to say the word out loud, are we? And our king was related and is very proud of the fact that he was related to Vlad the Impaler.
Why not? Why not? Hold up, though. Why not? Why is Vlad the Impaler a bad person?
You killed people, didn't he?
All right. Tell me why, and I'll give you an argument for why he's not. Because I respect Vlad the Impaler. He had to do some unthinkable things to save his people from an unthinkable force. You get what I'm trying? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Now the people he used was his prisoners. He just opened up the prisons, and he put them on. And that was a point. He was trying to make a point which worked, because when the Turkish Empire was coming to invade, and they came down the hill and they saw all these people impaled. They thought, if he can do that to his people, imagine what he's going to do to us. And all that things about blood. They enjoyed a meal that was a bread meal that they dipped in wine, red wine. So when they're sitting there telling you these stories that he was dipping blood, he was enjoying a meal of red wine and bread.
No, you got to go over with a fine tooth comb everything you know, haven't you, with regards to.
I would feel noble if I was related to Vlad. I mean, the church turned the church turned the back on him, would not help him. After these and this is history, I believe, was it the Muslim Turks?
Yeah,
that was invading the country. They took his brother, didn't they? And they punked his brother out. They made him you know what I'm saying?
It's a history. I have no idea about Vlad. All I know, he was
that's what I respect. I respect Vlad. No, they want to paint him as a bad man.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do.
So often the way.
There was a famous story where this queen, I think it might have been the Hungarian, because I think they had a monarchy at that time, or they probably still do. I don't know. But a queen came to Romania, and she saw the villagers, the people living around. They all shared a well, and they were all drinking out of this gold goblet. And she said, "What were they doing?" And he was like, "This is all theirs. Everything belongs to them." They demonized him because he went against the church. The church did not want to help him, and they wanted him to basically do what his little brother was doing. You know what I mean?
You made me want to find out more about Vlad the Impaler.
No, check him out. Check out Vlad, man.
Oh, that's just an excuse to buy more books, Mark.
check out Vlad, man. Check out Vlad. That's what they always do, though, in this world. They try and demonize certain people. I'm not saying some people don't deserve it, but I don't think Vlad ever did. Knowing Vlad.
How long that's going back then, Vlad? That's what, 14th century, I think.
Don't ask me. I just like certain people. Like I like the what they call them, the Borgias. You heard of the Borgias? Oh, I love that Pope, man. He smashes it, don't he?
No, this is an older one. That it was had reputation a bit like sort of Caligula type thing of being debauched and that kind of thing. Well, that's the story, because there was an old BBC, was it BBC series back in the 80s or something like that. It was quite controversial because it was quite rude for the day, about the Borgias and just their salacious goings on and stuff like that.
I'll tell you what, I'll just tell you how bad the Borgias was. When he died, his reign, because he was a pope, his reign was called the Black Piracy, and they gave back 90% of the lands that my man took. Because it was his son. It was his son that was you see, like, this is what they say, in the Catholic Church now, the effigy of Jesus, that painting of Jesus, they say that's his son. That's what's the son's name again? I forget his name, man. But they say that's his son. And if you look at like drawings of because he was knocking around when Leonardo da Vinci was around. So there are drawings of of the son, and it does look like it.
Oh, right, you
with
mean
the long hair. Cesare, that's his name, Cesare Borgia.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay, I'm going to shut up now. I need to shut up.
No, it's your show, man.
Oh, sorry.
Keep looking.
I'm being stupid now.
It's interesting to find out this stuff.
Yeah, Eden, you've got vast of wisdom there, mate, when it comes to
knowledge.
history. Yeah, definitely good knowledge. I mean,
but back to the shadow people, man.
Let's bring it back to the shadow people. Yeah, I mean, Liz, with your experience, Is it the same with Mark's, or have you had a bit
No,
more?
I've never seen that shadow people, thank God. But I do have experiences of entities, beings, whatevers, whilst in what I would call sleep paralysis. Now, a lot of people debunk what happens and the experiences of people when they have sleep paralysis. But if you've ever heard of Rosemary Ellen Guiley, she did an awful lot of research into the jinn. And I've read her book. Just a little plug for our channel. I've read her book. She did a book with Philip Ambrogio. I have not pronounced that right. Okay. And it's called The Vengeful Jinn, and it's worth a listen. And she also speaks, she's passed away now, unfortunately, but she talks about sleep paralysis and how it's not that you imagine things in sleep paralysis, that you can't move, these horrible, it's that you are so, sleep paralysis is an actual thing, because if you didn't become paralyzed when you were asleep, you could end up in all sorts of trouble, couldn't you? You could, you know, jump out the window, you could, you know what I mean? You could act out your dreams and you could end up hurting yourself or your partner, right? So sleep paralysis is a thing, but it is then that you are at your most vulnerable, you're paralyzed. So that's when these entities actually do kind of come in and do what they want. And sometimes, Nick, it's what's the word I can use without the algorithms kicking you off? It can be quite violating. Should we put it that way?
I see. Yeah, I
that
understand.
way.
Yeah, I have read cases that is, it's very rare, but I have read some experiences that had that, and it's just the fact that you can't move, I think is terrifying. Can't scream, and you've seen something you've never seen before. And
things might be happening to you that you would rather they weren't happening to you, Nick. Let's put it that way, okay? But so I've had experiences, and one of them was I was with my ex-husband, the one before this one, okay?
The lesser one.
The lesser
one.
The lesser one.
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
We bought me and my two. So I've got two grown-up boys now, but when they were little kids, my ex-husband bought a tent. We were going to go camping, and we thought, okay, we'll try this tent out in the garden so that we don't have any problems when we take it camping. So we put it up in the garden, and obviously the kids saw the tent, were like, oh my God, we want to sleep in the tent. So we all slept in the tent, and it was like one of those tents that got 4 or 5 different pods, if you know what I mean. So the kids slept in one pod, I was in another pod, that kind of thing. And where we live, this is what I was talking about on the Paranormal Peep Show, is we live, I don't mind telling everybody, as close to Box Tunnel, where you might have heard of, you might not have, it's in Wiltshire, as you can get. And Box Tunnel was built by, it's a derogatory word now, but it was built by navvies, not just Irish navvies, but navvies that just used to, it's like a bunch of workmen that would go where the work was, you know, and they caused Mary Hell in my little village of Box. And there was an awful lot of deaths whilst making the tunnel. Some people think it's kind of like it was a bit of a sacrifice for this biggest tunnel in the world or something at the time. Anyway, a lot of history behind Box Tunnel. And nobody knows where these navvies were buried. Okay, they just died and then buried them quickly without much ceremony. And like I say, my garden would have been the field right next to the tunnel. Literally, our house shakes when a train goes by. We used to dig up clay pipes and things like that. We used to hear navvy boots, what we would call, you know, hobnail boots. Back in the day, like really heavy workman boots. The dog would bark. We could hear it. We sort of almost thought, oh,
like,
yeah, here we go.
Like walking around outside or in your house?
Yeah. We used to be sat in the kitchen where I am now, or sat up literally on the loo upstairs, because that's the closest to where this particular part of my garden is. And you just hear heavy hobnail boots. The dog would go bananas, and there's nothing there. So when I was having this experience in the tent, I had sleep paralysis in the tent, and something nasty happened to me, and I kind of knew that it was so it's not a shadow being, but I think it was one of the navies. I just kind of woke up and I said to my husband eventually, blah, 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 by one of the navies. I just knew that it was. So sleep paralysis is very interesting, and people use it as an excuse for, oh, that's nonsense, it's just sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis, yes, is a real thing, but it's when you're at your most vulnerable. I've had a couple of other experiences in sleep paralysis as well, but unfortunately, I've had a couple like that, and it's absolutely terrifying, Nick.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Terrifying. You wake up and you're as traumatized as if that had just literally happened to you. You know.
Is there like a certain age? Is there like an age limit?
I wouldn't say
Or
so,
not?
Nick. No, I had another experience last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what can trigger it. I mean, is it a state of being? Are you conjuring something up? I mean, I know there's something here, but I don't deal with it. I think that's the point where you start to interact with it. Like you said, you're giving it a permission to say, right, I'm going to feed off your energy. And like we had the discussion, yesterday with the two of you, we hasn't been that great in terms of mental health.
We've both been a bit
last week,
Nick.
The black pill we're talking about. Yeah. So I think that's the thing to do is conjure up anything.
I think when I felt the figure at the end of the bed, it was sort of a time. I think when I was quite stressed,
I think stress and anxiety.
Yeah. So
yeah,
point there was a lot of shit going on and stuff, and yeah. So I think in that sort of thing, I was maybe more vulnerable.
I do think that's got something to do with it.
That's you got it right there. That's what he wants to feed on, man.
100%. I really do. And we've had a massive coincidence today. Because our friend, I can't actually tell you who it is because he hasn't published it, but he's well-known-ish, but I can't actually say who it is because he hasn't published this bit of footage. But we went to see him today.
I need a lighter, man.
Showed us his latest video footage. I can't go into too much detail because if he wants to publish it, then it's for him to publish it. Do you know what I mean? But we've literally been with our friend today, and he showed us his latest footage of, because he goes out with a Geiger counter and he videos in the infrared and the ultraviolet, and whenever he gets a hit on his Geiger counter, he'll just he's pitch black, he can't see a thing, pan round with his cameras that are set at either ultraviolet or infrared, and he didn't see nothing, so he came indoors and he put his video on and he showed us today. Oh my God, Mark, it was a shadow figure that was moving like this with a top hat on, and it looked like it was holding a cane. Nick, I've never been so terrified.
How are we going to see this footage? We want to see this footage.
I honestly, you everything you've shown tonight has been amazing. Nick, your photo that you took, that amazing photo you took. Imagine that, but it's moving. It's like this.
Is it the person we talked about? We exchanged emails.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I'm not saying anything.
We can't share it, unfortunately, at the moment.
So what is this unknown person going to be doing with this footage? Is he going to show it, or is he going to keep it to himself?
Well, the thing is, since literally what we were talking about is you conjure it up. Now, he's been doing this for so many years that I always say, and he agrees, you look into the abyss and the abyss look back. And he's been doing this for so many years that he gets an awful lot of terrifying paranormal experiences. And he kind of, at the moment, it's made him unwell in the past,
He used to sort of draw back for a bit.
So you said you used the word conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the conjuring that I would think of, or a conjuring that is the word conjuring loosely thrown around?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't do dark magic. He's not that kind of conjuring, but because he's been doing
magic's magic. It's not the magic that's dark. It's the person that's using it.
Yeah, well, he doesn't do any. He's not esoteric, or he doesn't practice any occult arts. Put it that way.
Just trying to encourage. Went for a period of trying to encourage things so he could film it.
I would like to see this footage. You wet my whistle now.
Honestly, but that's not the only thing. There's been a couple of things he hasn't actually shown, and he deleted a couple because he said he was scared so much. He actually had one of it running towards him, and he just deleted it because he was terrified. And this guy, Nick, you know me and Mark, we're good judges of character, and he's 100% on the money, you know.
Yeah, good.
And we've seen it. We were in his living room today, and he put it on. He showed us.
Can you mention me, because I like seeing genuine stuff, and tell him that I won't publish it unless he says I can.
Yeah. We'll have a word with him, and at the moment he feels vulnerable with it. He's got to look after his mental health and his physical health, etc. You know.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But yeah, just to let you know, it's this phenomenon is real, because I've seen it with, you know.
I myself. So yeah, I know it's real.
Yeah, we've literally. I've got my sage, my white sage, right here, because we didn't want to bring anything back in the car.
This is all the sage I need. I got my white sage too.
Yeah, my mum always says you need to white sage the house. Is it normal sage or white sage? Is it any
White
specific brand?
Not purple haze.
So we got this from Glastonbury. I think it's about £15 for a great big long one, and it's quite nice because it makes the house smell like stuffing. It smells like Paxo.
Yeah. Yes, it's interesting. It's I mean, touch wood, I don't ever have a experience any sort of
I swear by the yarrow. I always will bring that up. Have a bit of yarrow in your house.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Yarrow.
Yarrow?
Yeah, yarrow herbs.
Yarrow
it's a herb.
Oh.
It's a herb.
Okay.
You can cook with it, can't you?
I don't know. I've never gone past it having a nice little bit in my house. I have it upstairs. I keep it upstairs.
Also salt as well. If you can get some salt, just a little pot of salt in a corner somewhere. I can't remember what it was. Something was freaking me out the other week, and I put so much sage, and I'm such an idiot, I forget, and I started saging the smoke alarm like an absolute idiot. And then you can imagine what happened. The whole house, it was like, oh my god. And how many times have I done that? I just get a bit carried away with it all. But don't forget, if you're going to sage anything, sage your house, open a window, because if you're trying to get rid of a negative spirit, it's got to go somewhere. So it's got to go out the window.
Yeah. Very good.
Send it into an Evil Dead movie.
Send it to next door neighbor. Like, I'll just go over there.
Mate, don't even get. She is the bloody entity round here. I tell you, I've got a bloody smash her. God alive.
Yeah, you keep bringing it up. I feel bad for you guys. Oh, bloody hell.
So so have you had like I always am fascinated on why these things show themselves to certain people. Is there any kind of explanation? Like, have you dipped your toes in any kind of occult or paranormal things? Because again, yeah.
Well, more recently, I think for me personally, it's come from a lifetime of, not a lifetime, but an awful lot of trauma. I think mine's from trauma, and I think that can open up portals. I think alcohol can open up portals. I think trauma can open up portals. For want of a better word, I'm just using the word portal lightly. I'm not saying I experience a polo mint in my kitchen and something comes.
No, I think more to say, maybe to say like there's a beacon on you because of that trauma. It's an attraction for attracts negativity.
For me personally, that's what I think that's happened to me. I can only speak for me, and obviously Mark's he's a lot calmer than his wife, but that was a time when you were experiencing stress, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it wasn't a normal thing. You know, I haven't had many experiences like that. So, but yeah, I think that time was was probably a particularly stressful one. So that was just.
But before that, did you like Ouija boards, seances? Go on, your eyebrows going. Anything?
I made a Ouija board, but I was too scared to use it, so I buried it in the garden.
There you go.
I would not really. I don't think these days.
Sorry.
I do candlemancy, okay, which is a posh word for lighting a candle and putting some intention into it. But that's kind of almost to protect myself because of these experiences. So not really up until. No, I don't think that was what's brought it in for me personally. I think it's trauma for me.
Do you think vulnerability as well? Vulnerability, and it depends on the state of the person. Like we said, that these entities feed off negative energy,
and I've had a lot of that.
I think it kind of picks its target to a certain degree.
Say that, and that's something they talk about with poltergeists as well, isn't it? Sometimes it's a lot of like teenage girls that are going through sort of like teenage girl angst and trauma, and that's when potentially you'll get poltergeists, I think.
I heard when teenage, I don't mean like graphic, but when teenage girls go through their puberty, I hear that activity does increase. I've heard that like numerous times through paranormal activity investigations.
Puberty, isn't it? You know, it's like a complete change in your life. You know, so yeah, I do think that from obviously people that do dabble with certain occult things, maybe that is their portal. But for me, I think it was trauma. To be honest,
just wanted to say quickly, Ghost Quest. That's the guy who did the documentary on. Are you going to say it for me? Carmel? Did I get it right? Carmel Maine. Carmel.
Maine, that's it. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. He's going to be joining us on the after show party to have a chat about what went on. He did a documentary. Did I say that? Okay. That's it. Plugged the show. Plugged it. Next show. There it is. That's it. Now. Let's get back to young girls when they start menstrual cycling.
Old girls when they start as well, I think. Old birds when they stop menstruating is kind of it's like life cycles, isn't it? It's like whenever there's some major changes, I think, in your psyche, and those are important times, you know.
And it's interesting because I was talking a bit on our channel, The Crafty Nihilist, who I saw a talk when we were at the Glastonbury Symposium, a woman called Tanishka, talking about the origins of the Grail legends, and what it used to be was it was actually around almost like initiation rites that used to be performed by a sort of priestess, and part of it was around women's menstrual cycles and that going through those different stages of life. And Grail actually comes from the word Graal, which meant blood, and it was all around these changes in life and the lifeblood. But also then there were rites as well where the priestess would guide men as well in their different sort of changes of life when they sort of reached 21 and they had to gain a maturity to get to the next stage of life and that sort of thing. So I think maybe that's connected as well, where because these were vulnerable times and when people were sensitive to these different changes in forces around them and the spiritual world, and these in ancient times used to have these rites which would guide people through these sensitive times and enable them to get through the other side and gain power from it, but not be subsumed by the darkness. So these are things we've lost, and now where people are becoming vulnerable to these things.
Yeah, we don't have rites of passage like some, I don't know, tribes or cultures. We kind of rites of passage is go and get pissed. You know what I mean? It's not kind of talking about this
Yeah.
Listen, guys, we've only got 6% left on my phone.
The battery's
That's
about,
right.
Our battery's about to go. So
more ways than one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Having us.
Yeah. Great.
That's really amazing.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming on.
We'll get you on. We'll get you on another time, and yeah, you're more than welcome to pop on. But yeah, guys, I've just put the link in the description. I'll put it in again. Please check out the Crafting Eye List. They're great friends of mine. We met up yesterday. Saw the man himself, Mr. David Icke.
Great man.
Could you, before you go, David Icke, the lizard man, you know, did you feel like there was a positive energy in that room?
100%.
We felt like we were all one in that room. It was incredible.
It was
I don't know if you felt that.
absolutely stunning. Nick, are you available tomorrow night? Because Mark's going to do a breakdown. Because we do a live stream on a Saturday night. And Mark's going to have a little chat. And obviously you were there. If you got 2 minutes or not, don't worry about it. But we're going to we're going to try and just have a little
just have a general chat about the...
I'm not going to go into too much detail, but just about how we experienced it. And, you know, I thought it was outstanding, Nick. I thought it wasn't fear porn. It wasn't political. It was just, come on, guys, you know, we're the family. What are we going to do about it? And I just came away feeling so motivated and positive. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I woke up feeling positive. It was great. Yeah, and we were so depressed beforehand, but we were eating our food.
No, me and Nick were like crying into our beer.
The thing is, we always eat too much food. We drink too much.
Me and Nick do, yeah. Everybody else is perfectly fine. We're like, oh God, I feel
We've
so.
always got our friend Ben to help us out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, guys, we better go because we're on 4% now. But we'll see you at the weekend, Nick. Lots of love.
I'll see you soon.
Guys. Bye.
I'll see you at the weekend too.
Bye. Oh yeah, it's see you soon. Take care. Yeah, the Crafting Eye List, honestly, it was I've met them for a few years now, all because of YouTube. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't have met these people. Please check them out, the Crafting Eye List. They're a fantastic bunch of people. So yeah, it's good to actually meet them at once. Yeah.
There you go. There. So what are you saying, man? Has anything been happening in the UFO world of late? Have you heard anything? I have heard nothing because I haven't been working.
Sometimes we have someone called Janine UFO Research.
Yeah.
She uploaded a very great compilation video of UFOs, which is probably the best ones I've seen in a few weeks. No offense, Hidden, because I know you put UFO footage up. But I'm gonna be honest with you, no, I haven't seen. I mean, I always keep up to the updates with Twitter. Twitter, like to call it.
No whistleblowers, no new whistleblowers. Nothing of interest. It's been quiet.
No,
since
not really.
my man, everyone's being quiet since my man's put his book out.
What's that? What that?
Lou Elzonda. Come on, how many times do we club David Icke now? So there's been nothing since Lou.
Lou Elizondo's book. Yeah, I saw his book in the book. I saw his book in the bookshop, and I was like, I am not buying that. No, honestly, I don't think so, mate.
Yeah, I've been a bit out of touch. I have been a bit out of touch. So,
anyone in the chat?
That's it.
I think that's it, mate. To be honest with you,
yeah.
I've got no more.
It's been pinned, hasn't it? Oh, I can't see it.
I've got no more information.
Yeah. See, I've just
got. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, have you heard about that? Now I've been the James Webb stuff. Now I believe what they're saying. I don't know if this is truth, but what I have been hearing on the grapevines about the James Webb stuff. Have you heard about this?
Vaguely, remind me.
There's supposed to be, I believe I heard it's a group of possible ships heading towards Earth.
Is this based on the Alexa voice control thing? When if you asked it what did the James telescope?
I saw Ollie posted that.
Yeah, Ollie posted it. Yeah, from Alien Alex. I think.
Or could it be leaked?
I'm not too sure because you got to think, guys. Everything's fear porn. Everything's got to be a crisis. Everything's got to be a disaster. I'm not doubting there's probably alien ships coming, but I think they're going to probably try in the near distance future another.
Yeah.
What I would say a 19. Oh, bloody hell, what are they called? World of the Worlds scenario, the radio broadcast. Could be another project, Bluebeam, but I think going to kind of try and push the envelope because remember what Carol Roslin said, the lady who said that there will be terrorists, then there will be asteroids, and then the last card, for terms, the last card will be the outside threat of an alien force, which was talking about the alien invasion. So maybe that's on the card. But you got to think also, it's coming up to the election. So you're going to get these little bits of crisis to distract you. And this is what it is. I mean, even me and Mum had this discussion as well, you know, as we're coming into the election, and it's going to be the biggest one in American history. I think that the distraction is going to be quite immense. So who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of months? Just saying. I think it's so. What I'm trying to say, Hidden, is that the Alexa saying that the James Telescope has seen aliens. I think it is just like an Operation Mockingbird. You just feed in misinformation, but unfortunately for the truth movement are taking it too seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I haven't seen anything coming out from the James Webb that looks remotely like anything like that. So
no,
yeah.
I haven't either. The only thing that's probably half decent, well, I'll say the only thing that is decent, we go check out Florida Real UFOs. Our good friend John Bell captures really, really good footage. Obviously, we had him on the show not long ago. Looking through his footage and everything, it's top-notch stuff. So yeah, go check out Florida Real UFO, and I'm sure we'll have John on pretty soon. It's a blurry screen. Yeah, dude, you got this like bloody line going right down the middle. Everything's going wrong with your webcam. Have you not seen it?
I can see it. It's there.
See it? I was like, Christ's sake. Like your audio goes, you cut out.
that's my watermark.
There's your watermark. Oh dear.
So yeah, we surpassed ourselves at a 3-hour mark.
God, is that long? Bloody hell, 3 hours. Wow.
There we go. Okay. So yeah. So shadow people still the unknown entity in the room.
It is indeed. Yeah, and definitely real, and there's definitely something going on out there. So if you do see, if for instance, if you're out there and you do see the shadow people more than one occasion, go buy yourself like a really cheap GoPro, or you just get a cheap one from Amazon, which I use for my time lapse, so like 30 quid, and just record yourself at night. I'll be really interested to see the day when you had the experience and what the footage would be like on a camera. Just saying, as an experiment, because I'm not ruling it out, definitely not ruling it out, but I want to see what your state of being would be like in that state of trauma as you're seeing this entity. You might see the entity come in, you know, so.
Yeah.
That's not a blur, that's smoke. Yeah, it's very smoky in your room. You can't barely open your eyes, Hidden.
Well, Well, what can one say other than
Oh, fair play, man. Fair play. So, yeah, it's been an interesting episode. So it's a mystery that will never be solved. The mystery will continue. I think as technology will improve as the years to come, especially with AI, maybe we can actually get a camera so we can actually see these things in real time. And maybe these VR sets can make us,
real time?
you know what I mean? This is like the possibilities now. It's absolutely endless.
Maybe they will become a true glitch in the matrix.
Absolutely, yeah. And then we can parallel into the matrix. God, it's futuristic times, isn't it? It's scary times. Yeah, it's uncontrollable force.
I saw that Elon Musk was rolling out the robots, the home living units.
Oh, is that the thing with 4 wheels, like the box thing with 4 wheels?
No, man. These are like humanoids. I don't know.
Oh, I've seen them. It's a bit, I think China's doing it as well.
I think they're gonna retail for like 40 grand, he said. 30, maybe 30 to 40. One of those two numbers.
The people that can afford that will just be corporate companies. I mean, me and you, we ain't gonna afford that. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry with a tax-paying civilian ain't gonna afford 40 grand, aren't they?
Could you imagine these rappers, man? They're gonna get like 100 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Mini army.
Yeah. It is a mini army. Yeah, it's the takeover. It's the start of it.
There you go.
So prepare.
20 to 30 grand. They look pretty sleek though, don't they, man? I mean, the stuff that he's selling you, what they can do. Like he said, even they can babysit for you. You know, they can go out, do your shopping.
Yeah, but everything is based upon what hidden?
Money.
And
more money.
Sex. No, yeah, but primarily is sex, isn't it? So if you're spending 20 to 30 grand, you expect it to be like a fleshlight stuck in that thing.
No.
And what I'm trying to say, you expect to shag the thing if you're spending that money for it. If it can make you a bacon sandwich, it can give you a blowy. Just saying.
No, Nick. That's you save money and get a Hoover.
Right, where's Henry? Right, Henry, come over here.
At least get a Henrietta, man. You gotta get a robot. Don't get a male one to do it to you.
Wait, Henrietta? No, Henrietta sucks up water. No, is that a different? Is that another byproduct of another fake thing? I don't know.
Whatever. Don't run to Henry in your down times. Don't run to Henry.
I'll stick with Dyson. It's fine.
All right.
Right. Yeah. That's it, man. That's it. Thanks to everyone. Yeah. Thanks to everyone in chat. It's been a great show. And if you do have any more experiences with shadow people, please let us know. I think please try and take a photograph of it, which would be nice.
Yeah. And get the potato cam. But anyways, man.
Potato cam. Yeah.
Halloween. The next show is going to be the Halloween one.
Yes.
So we're going to have a long break, and I'm going to go back to work. So we're going to party.
We're going to party hard, brother. We're going to party hard. So yeah, next episode will be ghosts, and it's just going to be a ghost theme. So I'm going to grab up all my evidence, and one photograph is going to blow everyone's mind.
So that's that's
going to be the 30th, which is, I can confirm the date for you.
It's going to be Wednesday. The time I can't say because we're going to be doing a premiere. So we're going to premiere a video, and it's going to be a long one. So warning now, save your 420. I'm going to premiere it on the 30th. It's going to be Halloween for a Halloween. Hopefully we'll have a good time. Hopefully you'll like it. If you don't, man, well, what can I do? If you do, then fair play. But roll them if you got them, and then we're gonna have the after show party, maybe an after we premiere. But we've got to try and get the dates because we got Ghost Quest coming over, and he's gonna talk quite interesting stuff. He's gonna talk about this Carmel Maine ghost thing, and the guy behind it. Like I said, he's got a 3-part documentary he's put out. You know, so and it's
that'll be good, mate.
Interesting.
It's gonna be a good show.
Interesting. So hope y'all can join us. And other than that, much love.
Yeah, it's been a good show, and yeah, thanks to everyone in chat, and we shall see you in a few weeks. See you in a few weeks, and have a good weekend. And I would say, on a positive note, if you go through shit, I swore, pretty good this episode. We're talking about Diddy a lot. Yeah, I know these are trying. I know it's trying times for a lot of people, but try to stay positive. I mean, I'm not doing great myself, but I think hanging around with like-minded people, especially going out, because yesterday was a bit of a cleansing for me, and it's good to speak with like-minded people like the Crafty Nihilist. So yeah, go out, go to conferences, and trying to detach from it all. Bear in mind, we did to see David Icke yesterday, so, but otherwise, it's the conversation, is the company as well, and it was a positive day, nevertheless. So yeah, and yeah, wishing you all well, and I'm going to say this: God bless you all. There we go.
And I'm just going to end it abruptly. Okay.
Go for it.
Good night, people, and look forward to seeing you at the after show party, man. And you know, I'm gonna have to, because I haven't said it in ages, I'm gonna end it like this. Good night, stay blessed, and keep safe. There you go.